All right, welcome to the Geek Den. We got Chris Stiles here with us tonight. We're going to talk some Terminator. But at first, we're going to get to know him a little bit. And, boys, we've been pumped for this all week. Well, not really all week, since about Thursday, I guess.
Yeah.
Because we had an open spot, and I was just like, hey, dude, you free?
Oh man, thank you so much. I am honored to be here. I guarantee you, I am way more pumped than any of you guys are. It's things. There's only things like this in my life that make me feel at all like a big shot at all. So I'm like, all right, yes, show, yeah, that's right. They want to discuss some me. Like,
following up Ray Rocket last week, so.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
You're following up Ray Rocket from last week, so that was a fun one.
Oh, yeah. Right on. Yeah. Yeah, I love the show, man. I'm super humbled to be here and super grateful. And, I love talking Terminator and pop culture and all that stuff. So it should be a lot of fun.
Well, that's what we do. And
yeah, that's what we cover around here. Anything from like history on, whatever.
Absolutely. Matt's our history expert. So
yeah.
Oh, cool.
I think experts getting thrown around a little bit, but I'm digging it right now.
Yeah, he reaches out to his American buddies, us.
Yeah.
if he needs a certain question answered.
So
where would do this, and I'm like, no.
So where are you coming to us from then? Where in the world?
St. Albert, Alberta, Canada.
Oh, okay. Canadian man after my own heart. I've had a deep love for Canada my whole life. And I'm sorry, I just always have to say this, like Michael J. Fox, Neil Young, Bare Naked Ladies, Tom Green, Mike Myers. Like, there's just the list is endless.
Yeah.
Rush.
Jim Carrey.
Oh, yeah. Like, exactly. I know that I just slighted a million Canadians like that. I forgot. I'm very sorry to them. But I don't. Kids in the Hall. Oh, my God. I forgot Degrassi. Like, I deeply love Canada. Always have. Never been. Always wanted to go. It's one of my things in life. Well, and Michael J. Fox, of course. How could I forget? The great Michael J. Fox. Okay. Well, I should say him twice. Anyway.
Yeah.
I think I speak for all Canadians when I say we're sorry.
I'm
just outside Edmonton.
Okay, cool. Yeah, all my friends have been in, back in the day, I used to be in a band, and I feel like every friend that I have that was also in a touring band, they all toured through Canada and have these great stories. Like, oh, it was just the best time ever. The people were so great. Like, there were so many girls and this, everyone smoking weed and blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, oh my God, this sounds like so much fun. And I never got to go. I've always, one of these days, it's going to happen.
That's how I feel about the States. Everyone says all these things, and today they talk about peanut butter and George Washington. I didn't even know where I was.
Yeah, we schooled him on who George Washington Carver was. Well, the boys did, I should say. I just kind of read the thread.
Yeah, I was on my way home from work getting these text messages. I'm like, I can't text. It's like, I'm like, it's reading it back to me through my car stereo. So I'm like, respond with audio.
I don't think they don't mess with me much, but sometimes I think, are they just saying words to see if I, best just laugh along, or is this a real thing?
And this is what goes on outside the show.
I feel your pain. I just started doing a live show, and there's like a live chat, so I have to occasionally go to the chat and like read. And sometimes I just wonder if they're just fucking with me. They're just like, let's see if he'll say this, like,
That's
right,
cruel.
So let's take a quick little break here, and then we'll get right back into it. I got to get a new drink.
All right.
Oh, right on.
Scotty, beam me up.
Smash. Get over here. It is point
Terminator's back to fight evil with his mobile assault vehicle.
I've got to find Evil T-1000.
Disguised as a policeman, Evil T-1000 aims to destroy.
I've got you now. Who's got who? Time to get serious.
New mobile assault will blow you away.
The party's over, T-1000. Adios, amigo.
Terminator.
I'll be back.
All right, we're back. So, Chris, tell us a little bit about what you do, sir. You were just telling us, well, we were taking our break there.
Yes. So, you know, I'll try and give it the Cliff Note version. Basically, I make the most ridiculous, you know, I like to think they're very ridiculous. I make some crazy movie poster mashups. I've been posting one a day for over a year now, a year and about 9 days or so. So I'm almost at 400 mashups. It could be anything from Tina Turner and Hooch to Don't Tell Mom Freddy's Dead, or No Doubtfire, Cage Against the Machine.
Cage Against the Machine is one of my favorites.
I really like that one, actually. That's one of my favorites too. But you know, also
oh, Joe hasn't even seen any and he's listening.
I haven't. I can visualize it in my head,
right?
Though.
So I have a bunch, since we're here to talk Terminator today. I have a few ready. You know, if you want, I could share my screen and show you guys. Is that cool? Is that technically works? Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So okay, participant screen sharing. So I think you need to make me a host so I can share the screen real quick, if that's okay.
Yeah.
And then I could, you know, I'll make you a host back right after or whatever. But so give the idea, you know, people at home, some sense of what it is that I'm talking about here. Okay, so let's see. So there's when you're in a holiday mood. That's a fun one. Let's see if I close this. Okay? So then I got to do this again. That's I'll just do this as quickly as I can. I'll get through these.
That was fucking amazing.
So this is another one that I think is just, you know, to me, it's almost on a poetic level of, you know,
poetic.
This is who Sarah Connor is. This is what I love about Sarah Connor, you know. In fact, this would be better than quite a few of the Terminator sequels that we did get. Moving on, I have just a few more. My apologies.
No, you're golden, man.
So, yeah, I figured the quickest way to summarize Terminator 3 through 6 is Terminator 2 Groundhog Day. And we'll get into this, but they just can't stop giving us the fucking like two machines from the future battle it out in present day. Yeah. No matter like how bad we want the future war. It's like, you know, I'm trying to think. It's like if you went to see like a one-hit wonder band or something and they refused to play, you know, like if you went to see Berlin and they refused to play the final countdown or something, you'd be like, God damn it.
Like Axl Rose walking off stage every single time.
Was there an Axl Rose reference in there? So I just have two more.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry. Almost done.
I need to apologize. These are great.
So this is another one of my first ones I ever did. There's something that was always funny to me when they called Mighty Ducks 2 D2, and I was like, and this was right around the time I made this. Again, this is one of my earlier ones. I made this when it was very early. You guys remember when there was like a report that something on Back to the Future had been edited on Netflix? They had censored the movie. And then Netflix was like, "We're sorry, we'll never do that again." I was like, "Yeah, they're sorry." Meanwhile, fucking Disney Plus is gonna be like, "Check out this PG ass version of Terminator 2." We're gonna buy everything and soften it all.
God,
we just bought the rights.
Yeah, exactly, right? You know. So then in that spirit, in that same vein, I had to make this one as well, which is, you know, I say
Best Sheen.
best
Oh
Sheen, right? Yeah, clearly.
Best-
God.
Yeah.
But I just imagine
My
like there's a
life.
Disney boardroom somewhere in the year 1993, and like some executive felt like this when he said, "Let's call Mighty Ducks 2 D2. It'll be like Terminator. It'll be so fucking great. It'll be so boss." And like this is what he felt like. You know, he was like, "Yeah, I did a thing. Like I made it happen." But anyways,
Did a thing. Yes.
Oh my.
so that is essentially what I do, and I do it with Terminator a lot. I'm sure I even forgot a couple Terminator ones in there.
Oh my God.
You do the work of legends.
Brilliant.
Really do.
You guys are too kind. I'm honored.
Fuck.
I'm honored to be here.
Well done.
I'm so honored by your laughter, and you guys are way
It's
too
so
nice.
subtle. That's what I like about it. Like,
Yeah, they just leg sweep you, man. Fuck.
I remember
Right on your ass.
when
Oh,
D2
man.
came out, I remember that conversation happening too. What is
Right?
this? Junior Terminator?
Yeah, right? Oh my God. Oh, dude. And there was something about like that point in time too, where it felt like the rise of the little kid movies, you know, like Home
Yes.
Alone was a blockbuster. T2 was a blockbuster.
Huge.
And they had little kids in it. Like even,
Yeah.
and then RoboCop 2 came out, and RoboCop 2 was like such a kid movie compared to the first one, because now they're like, well, it's a cartoon show, and it's, you know, we gotta make it this, and can't do it R, and we can't, you know, and they kind of ruined RoboCop. But I always think there's, you know, if you believe in multiverses, right, that there's a
Yeah.
multiverse somewhere out there where like RoboCop 2 crushed it and Terminator 2 was like dog shit. Like, you know, like imagine just how weird the world would be if that was the
Now-
case. I think about shit like that all the time, and usually it leads to like a poster that nobody gets. So
I get them.
you were too kind.
You know
And I'm
what?
not afraid to
I
say
get
it.
every
You know what?
single
I'm
one
a
of
little
them.
too dumb for this
Fantastic.
one.
You're a little too
God,
dumb.
Sorry,
that
Craig.
was awesome.
Oh, for Terminator. Yeah, that's right.
No, well, for any of the memes, if I don't get it, I'll be
Oh.
like, can someone tell me the joke? Because I'm kind of dumb.
I
Yeah,
got
well, I
you.
get, you know, I get tagged and stuff all day now because I've been
Yeah.
doing this for so long that every time someone else does one, someone of my friends tags me in the comments or something. So I see a lot of them that I'm like, this looks great, but I don't get it at all. I don't watch Game of Thrones, or I don't know what this particular thing is. But you know, if it's about some shit that happened 30 years ago, I'm probably gonna get it, you know. But you know, I very rarely veer into modern pop culture, and you know, there's just stuff was more original and more fun back in the 80s and even the 90s, you know.
Yeah.
But
I was a 90s kid, so yeah, like
Mhm.
born in the 80s, but I was like,
Yeah,
as a
I
child,
got early
all my
80s.
toys were 90s, and
yeah, I mean, I would say I'm definitely the same, born in 84, but
83. Yeah.
so I don't
You
want to
want-
like, you know, I don't want to shit on the 90s because I'm definitely a 90s kid too.
Yeah.
But in the case, you know, for me, I guess the tied into, I had every bad like 90s thing. I was just at the age to like, I had a bowl cut. I had like, you know, the bad like middle. I had the John Connor haircut for at one point.
Yeah.
You know, like I had the dick flip haircut with the jelly hair. You know, I had like the shitty flannels with like sewn on hoods, and you know, just like every Jinko jeans, like every
Yeah.
bad
Oh, God,
thing. No
yeah.
fear t-shirts, you know.
No fear.
Dude,
Big
like just every
Johnson.
big dog, you know,
Yep.
shit like that, hypercolor. Like I hit every bad 90s trend. Like I never even got my feet into a fucking pair of Doc Martens or like anything halfway cool. I had a couple Jordans, that was about it. You know, but like, so for me it's like more a humbling and embarrassing decade, whereas the 80s was like, well, I never got a leather jacket, but if I was there I would have.
see, I'm kind of the baby of this group because I was 3 when T2 came out. And
Oh,
so,
okay, yeah, you are a baby then, a little bit. I think I was
literally, I'm the
7.
youngest
I was
one on the
7.
screen,
Yeah.
right? So
Okay, yeah. T2, you know, when T2 came out, this is probably the beginning of me being like cinematically a snob, because I was like, well, I saw T1 on VHS. None of you did. You're all talking about it. You didn't even see the first one. And I was like, I had watched T1 on VHS like a fucking 1,000 times already by that point, even though that movie scared the crap out of me. Like,
Yeah.
I'd already seen
facts.
Predator and loved Arnold, but man, like he's just one of the great villains of all time. And it's T1's a great movie in like 1,000 different ways that it doesn't get credit for. Like it's a great slasher movie. It's a great, it's just a really tight screenplay. It's a great time travel movie. It's a great love story. It's a great killer robot movie. It's, you know,
It just checks all the fucking boxes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it does.
And you know, the hardest thing I always say in any movie is like exposition, like setting it up. Well, this is the thing that comes from the future and it's going to kill you because of X, Y, and Z. Like that shit's hard to act. It's hard to write. It's hard to shoot. It's hard to make interesting.
Yeah.
And they made it so fucking interesting because of the way it's written and the way Michael Biehn explains it. You know, not enough credit goes to him for like, I really think that Michael Biehn is as much of the foundation of Terminator as Arnold, and is Linda Hamilton, you know, and James Cameron, and Stan Winston, and all these guys. And there's 100 dudes I didn't even mention. The Fantasy 2 guys, the visual effects guys, you know, those guys were fucking wizards. Like they did shit with like rear projection and all these dirty like Roger Corman techniques, because that's what Cameron and Galen heard. That was their background, was Roger Corman. So they knew how to do shit for cheap but still make it look great. And that's another thing. Terminator's just a great low budget like indie kind of movie.
Yeah, it is.
It's just fucking great. I don't know, I love the first one
It's
so
glorious. It's fucking glorious, dude.
Yeah.
Yep. I remember seeing the T2 first because I was so young, but like it was available to me first. But we had the first one. I had just never watched it. And so watched T2, fell in love instantly. Arnold Schwarzenegger was my dude from that point on, and he has been ever since. I'm still obviously I'm still a huge Terminator junkie. That's why we're talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't care how the movies are. I'm gonna watch them. And you know, so but like you said, by 7, 8 years old, you'd watch the first one about 1,000 times by that point on VHS. Well, like that's probably about where I'm at with the first two for sure. Like it's up there.
Yeah.
I will watch them at any moment if it's available to me, and they're always available to me because I own every single one of them. So anytime I want to, and my wife doesn't care.
Hell yeah, dude. I remember T2. You know, that summer, that movie was everywhere in a way that like you've seen a few times in like our lifetimes. You know, like I'd say I saw it with Tim Burton's Batman. I saw it with T2, and to a somewhat lesser extent, I saw it a little bit with Jurassic Park, I guess. But those were, that was back when like one movie, that like the whole industry hinged on like, this is the most expensive movie ever made. And and T2 was just amazing. I mean, that was just one of those times I was 7 years old walking out of the theater being like, holy shit, I just saw like, I didn't even know really about Godfather 2, but like, I didn't really, like, I just saw the Godfather 2 of action movies,
Yeah. What did it make worldwide, Chris?
I don't remember the numbers, but it was like, I remember it cost more than any other movie, and it made, I don't think it made quite E.T. money. I think E.T. was still made just a smidge more money because people forget that in the 80s when you had a movie like E.T., you re-released it like every other year. And like Ghostbusters and Beverly Hills Cop and like any Superman sequels, they were all like just constantly wedged into theaters, even if they were already out on VHS.
Indiana Jones, Star Wars.
Yep. Oh yeah, totally. Re-released the shit out of all those movies.
Yep.
So E.T. had a leg up on T2 that way. By the time T2 came out, like that shit wasn't really happening anymore because home video had taken over and had pretty much, I think, wiped that kind of, niche marketplace out. But
okay, so I found some figures here.
Oh, you got the numbers?
Yep, I did. T2 gross in the box office. Hold on, it fucking collapsed on me. $520.9 million. E.T. was.
I was gonna say 509.
E.T. was around 729.
Does it say what it is? Does it say what it is adjusted for inflation, like for today's numbers, by chance?
I'm just assuming that it is already.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Wikipedia. I'm just doing quick checks. That's all.
Yeah.
Good on you,
But
brother.
even
Good on
still, without the being adjusted for inflation, you know, T2 has, you know, people forget it's an R-rated movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In
you
that
know,
time.
you. All its glory.
Exactly. And it was, to me, it's almost like the swan song, you know, or the coda of like an era of great R-rated movies, because like
Yeah.
you pretty much draw the line at T2, and like there's a shitload of great R-rated action movies beforehand, and there's like almost none after.
Yeah.
You know, they're very, very few. And the ones that we did get were just, they weren't like classics. Like, you know, they weren't Predator or RoboCop or Aliens or, you know, First Blood or, you know, so many of these movies that we loved.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Predators up there for sure.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
Of course, absolutely. But I'm
Running Man, another Arnold, you know.
Running Man
Yeah.
is another classic for sure.
Based on a Stephen King short story.
Yep.
Yeah.
That it is.
And that's and you know, the one of the producers of Running Man, Rob Cohen, would later go on to make Dragon the Bruce Lee story. And he further down the road, I think he made like one of the first Fast and Furious movies as well.
Wow.
Yeah, I understand he's working on a Starship Troopers TV show. I think it was the last.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and he's wanting to stay closer to the source material instead of what Paul Verhoeven did, which is, oh, the Nazis won World War II. This is the future.
Okay. That's interesting. You
Yeah.
know, one of my best friends is obsessed with Starship Troopers. It's, you know, I like it a lot. It's not RoboCop for me, obviously.
Yeah.
The Verhoeven's another guy, like, oh, I could just talk about him for days. His career, like at one point, I think he like literally could have been the next Stanley Kubrick, but then he made Showgirls, and you know, you know, the world just wasn't ready for that kind of masterpiece. You know,
Depending on who you ask, that might have been the best decision ever. I appreciate Showgirls. I
love Showgirls. I think it's a masterpiece of shit.
Oh, absolutely.
And like, I don't care what anyone says, that's the best fucking sex scene in film history. Like,
What the
it
fuck
really
she
is, because you
doing?
know what?
Like,
I don't really remember anything about like any other sex scene, you know. Like if they're, you know, we've seen them all. Yeah, this one's lit a little bit more classy. This one's shot a little bit more, you know, tasteful. But like, you know what? You fucking remember that shit. You remember everything about that scene. You remember how it started. You remember how it ended. You remember the fucking floppity fish waterfall shit, the champagne, like the works, dude. And credit to Kyle MacLachlan too, because man, like,
how do you respond to that?
yes, exactly. Like he's got to kind of sit there and like sell it too in his own way. And oh God.
And it's not only in the water, she did the shit in the fucking back room when she was giving him a lap dance too.
You know what? She should have played the fucking TX and T3. Should have been Jesse Spano, dude. She would have crushed it. No disrespect to Kristanna Loken. Kristanna Loken did a great job.
Yeah.
You know, it's not my favorite Terminator film, but that's not her fault in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, no.
So I mean, you know, it's, I guess I kind of opened a can of worms here. Now we're talking about T3.
No, it's cool.
Who has anything kind? Who has anything nice to say before we?
I mean, the acting was good.
Hmm?
The acting was phenomenal. I'll give it that.
That's true. You know,
Most of it.
when
Most of
Arnold
it.
says "talk to the hand," I wept, you know, I thought like, Oscars, you know, what are you doing? We got this here, and you're not gonna get. I'm just fucking. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be a dick. I love it. I'm sorry, Arnold. I know you're watching.
We love you, Arnold.
Hope so.
But no, to
Please,
me,
man.
Don't hurt me, Arnold.
to me,
Dude, if
T3
Arnold
like
was
started real something I really didn't like about the franchise. Like, it became too much, like too into the story, like you were saying. Like it just kept repeating and repeating and repeating, and like you never got any kind of finisher. But like it wasn't going anywhere either. It was just kind of, where do we go from here?
Cyclical
How about
time
another
loop
robot?
thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like exactly. Like you both said, hey, here's two robots fighting for the future.
Yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
they were great. I'll give it to them. I don't mind them as much, but like as Terminator movies, I'm-
Yeah,
You know, oh, I'm sorry.
T3 for me was more of like one of those crappy knockoff movies because like I wasn't that impressed with
Terminators.
the effects.
Oh my god.
The effects there was too much CG happening there. A lot of green screen.
Yeah.
A
You
lot of
ordered
Yeah.
T2 on Wish.com and got T3.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn.
There's that's such a like, I feel like, and again, this is one of those things that is a result of T2 being so successful.
Yeah.
You know, and what they did with CG. And I know this sounds crazy, but not only is T2 like the best excuse as to why you need a character to be CG, I feel like a lot of characters are CG that don't need to be. Also, I feel like that CG holds up really well. Like, you know, I
Super
don't have the
well.
4K, but I watch it on Blu-ray all the time on my 60-inch, and I'm like, man, they got reflections on shit like on all
Yeah.
the like, how do they do that with these little like
Yeah.
these weak ass like early 90s Macintosh computers?
Yeah.
That's insane to me. I know it would take like days to like render a frame or like, you know, 12
Yeah.
hours to render one frame or something.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
just wild. Just totally
Did
wild.
you ever see like the behind the scenes of how they made Jurassic Park? Like they showed like what ILM had at the time. Like it's just a room full of fucking computers all running to render, like you said, one fucking shot. A
Mhm.
room of computers, and now they could do it with like what? Just a fucking
An app, pretty much.
an app, pretty much.
Yeah.
With one of these.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. You know, I was just watching, this is kind of related to Terminator. So Gail Ann Hurd, who was, you know, the producer on the first two Terminators, used to be married to James Cameron. They both come from the Roger Corman background. She made a movie later on called No Escape with Ray Liotta and Ernie Hudson and Lance Henriksen. I don't know if you guys ever saw it. It's like a futuristic, it actually takes place in 2022, but it's from the 90s. It's from like 94, 95. Really good, weird prison island movie. But the reason I mention it is at that point that was the first movie to use this new technique for scanning in film to add digital elements to it. It was called like a Cintel scanner or something, and it scanned film by like a 2K by 3K resolution. So it's actually pretty similar to, you know, that actually holds up to snuff pretty close to like 4K, essentially what we're at today. That's about, you know, it's about 4K resolution there almost, you know, what's it, 3840? So they're just shy a teeny little bit. But you know, this all happens because, you know, like, so T2 comes out and says blockbuster, then everyone says, we need that, we need the CG thing. And this is like a Cameron thing. Like he put, you know, the Queen alien in Aliens, and now they think, well, every time there's an alien movie, we need a new alien because that's what the people want. They want to see a 17-headed alien this time, you know. They want to, you know. The same thing with Predator, same thing with Terminator now. Well, we need to have a new Terminator because people don't want to go to a movie for story. Like, ugh, I wish they just give me a fucking story. Like, but sorry to rant. Sorry to be like an old grandpa.
No, dude,
we only had one Terminator and we liked it.
I could listen to you talk all day, Chris. You're fucking interesting as hell, dude.
Oh, you are so kind. Thank you
Well,
so
that-
much.
that
I can do it. I
crosses
can do
all
it too. Be
movies.
careful what you wish for.
Go ahead.
Oh no, there'll be plenty more movies to talk about in the future. I am sure of it.
Oh, fuck yeah.
So after T3, I think it was before T4 came out, they had already started the Sarah Connor Chronicles. I don't know. Did you guys any you guys watch that show?
I watched a little bit of it,
Bits and pieces, but I never watched it from beginning.
Yeah, I never really caught.
It wasn't terrible.
No, it certainly wasn't terrible. It was a tough show to watch in bits and pieces, though. Like if you didn't watch every episode, you would be fucking so lost.
Yeah,
it was, you know, if you watch from the beginning, it's actually okay. This is pretty cool. This kid's a good John Connor. And Lena Headey, I don't know if I'm saying her name right, from Game of Thrones. She was actually phenomenal. I thought she was really good as Sarah Connor. And I think, if memory serves, there was like a child. Yeah, the kid from Camp Nowhere actually played Kyle Reese in some dream sequences and stuff. Like grown up, and you would have never recognized it as him. It's just like I'm a nerd who looks up things on IMDb, and I figured it out one day.
I do the same thing, bro. So don't worry about that. I'm on IMDb all the fucking time looking up who's doing what and random factoids and shit like that. It doesn't matter.
I I love that shit. I love seeing like a big time actor like 10 years before they were famous when they're like the waiter who says we're out of blueberries or some shit, you know, in a movie. I was watching Curly Sue recently, and
Oh my god.
Steve Carell
Awesome.
is like the snooty maitre d' who has no lines of dialogue but just has to
Yeah.
give them a dirty look in like the fancy restaurant, just like
Wow.
you know, like, and he's wearing a tux. It's, oh man, I love that shit.
He won a season of The Voice, I think.
Deep cuts right there, dude.
Did he?
The girl from Curly Sue, the woman.
Oh,
who
Allison
played her.
Porter.
Yeah, she won the season of The Voice, didn't she?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't watch The Voice, but that's cool.
I
Good for
think
her if she did.
Like, I was like, holy
Wow.
shit, she actually won.
She was low key in a bunch of stuff back then. She was in Parenthood.
Yeah.
Pepsi commercial?
And oh, was that her in the Pepsi commercial?
I think so, wasn't it?
No,
Was that the other girl?
it's another girl.
There's another girl that kind of looked like her.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I feel like she might have also been in Dennis the Menace, but I might be crossing things there. But either way, she was in a few things. Allison Porter, you know,
Yeah.
Parenthood was legendary. I mean,
Yeah.
I love
Fantastic.
that movie. Oh yeah.
Great movie.
So the show, oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, I was just going to say a lot of those like early 90, late 80 comedies just didn't hold up because of the current humor in it. But that's one of the ones that I can still watch it today. And from any point in the movie, I don't have to see it from the beginning. I can just sit down and, oh, there's 10 minutes. Okay, I'm going to watch Parenthood.
Oh yeah, totally. It's funny, you know, not to get too off the Terminator track, but Parenthood is a movie that as I get old, I've been watching it since I was like, you know, the youngest son's age in the movie. And as
Yeah.
I get older, I keep relating to a different person in Parenthood. And I've skipped right past, like, I'm probably about Steve Martin's age now that, you know, he was in the movie. And I've skipped right past that. Like, I've been relating to Jason Robards for like, you know, fucking 10 years already. I'm just like, I'm an old, cranky bastard of a man. Like, none of this shit ever ends. It never gets better.
I hear you.
What do you mean I gotta wake up?
Yeah.
Damn it, I gotta go to work.
We've never crossed the goal. Touchdown dance. Like, oh man. But I mean, that essentially is like you know, the Terminator franchise needed Jason Robards to tell them that, like, look, shit you're doing, it never ends. Just a goddamn two future robots fighting out in today. That shit never ends. It's like your Aunt Edna's ass. It goes on forever, and it's just as terrifying. But credit to McG, right? Because he tried in Terminator 4 and Salvation, and he killed the fucking show and the movie in one swift punch.
Yeah,
You know, with that film.
he did.
I feel like the writing, you know, I honestly feel like something happened to sabotage that movie behind the scenes. Because I remember reading like, fucking Christian Bale's gonna be John Connor. This is gonna be fucking awesome. A future war movie, like, yes,
Yeah.
sign me up. This is gonna rule.
That's how I felt
And
about it.
you know, then I saw the movie and I was like, it was good, right? I mean, it's in the future. Like,
Better than
I think it was good. And then, like, you know, it was the beginning of that, like, oh, the more I think about it, the more it really wasn't very good at all, was it? No, you know, there's some good things. Like, Anton Yelkin was good. It's young Kyle Reese.
Yeah.
Christian Bale was, I feel like the editor honestly sabotaged. Like, there was some weird shit in that movie. And sorry, I have to go on a little rant here. The scene where
right ahead.
the scene where Marcus is like in the river and he gets attacked by the Terminator eel, which is like the dumbest fucking thing, because thank God they made Terminator eels to kill all the fucking people that are scuba diving while Skynet's happening. But at any rate, so he's in the river and he gets attacked and he saves John Connor from a Terminator eel or whatever the fuck, some transformery shit. And they're having this thing like, oh no, I'll go to Skynet and I'll do the thing and oh blah blah blah, and it's okay, fine, you go do that. And then he just starts floating like down the river a little bit, and as he's floating away, John Connor just randomly screams, "What are you?" And it's like, what? Why does that? Wouldn't he say that at the beginning of the scene if he's gonna say that? Like, what the fuck? Who the fuck cut this shit scene? Like, what the hell is going on?
Man.
And no disrespect to, again, anyone. Like, I love the people involved, Christian Bale and all this stuff.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to, I know you're listening, Christian. I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to say it's your performance. I think it's the editing. And no disrespect to that editor either. Hit me up. Edit my
might
life
cut
so I look
that
like a
scene.
lunatic. Must have been him that leaked that Christian Bale,
Right.
destroying the cinematographer audio, which was also unfortunate.
So brutal.
And,
It was. To be fair, I've heard from a few people that, like, friends of friends, this is all like, by the time it gets to me, it's like 5th-hand information, but I've
Yeah.
heard that cinematographer is fucking famous for that, for like walking into takes, like walking into the scene mid-take while actors are like trying to bring it, and like obviously you like don't do that, like
Yeah, no.
that's, yes, you get great lighting and shit, but yeah, you have to wait till the actors are not in the middle of a take to like adjust it.
Yeah.
And I get it. Yeah. Like, oh, the actor's bringing it. I'm going to sabotage this because I don't like the way the lighting looks. So it's just a powered, I don't know, weird move. I get it. It's unfortunate for Christian Bale because I
He
think
just
his
went
career-
on so long.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
intense. It really was. Like, granted, that's not my way of talking to anybody ever, but I'm not fucking Christian Bale. So what the fuck do I know?
You know what? You make a great point there. I'm not Christian Bale either.
Yeah.
Bitch, I was Batman.
Yeah, if I had to try and carry fucking Batman and Terminator on my back in the same
God.
year, I'd probably be fucking stressed out as shit too.
Kudos
That's
to
true.
Christian Bale
That
for
is true.
That is a fact.
And you know what? The thing that really always saddened me about T4 is I feel like the truth of it all comes down to, it doesn't really matter if they had a good movie or not. What it really matters is that it opened up against Night at the Museum 2, and like, that's just what parents are going to take their kids to, like they saw, parents saw T3. They're not expecting much. And hey, we know, Ben Stiller, this is going to be like Meet the Parents for kids or something, this is going to be cute
Yeah.
and fun. And I hate getting old and
Brutal.
just feeling like, yeah, those movies used to be better too. We used to have Homeward Bound and, Home Alone and other home movies, Fly Away Home. And no, that movie's terrible.
Preach, Mr. Robarts. Preach.
Oh, shit.
Back in my day, we went to camp. We had to wear own by kids.
Oh, shit. We had go-karts at camp and the blob. And
Yeah,
we
got
MVP in the
we got to
Apache
talk
relay,
about that
damn it.
real quick because you brought up like '90s kid movies earlier.
Yes, I
Heavy-
worked it in. I shoehorned it into this Terminator
Heavyweight
takeover.
is one of my favorite movies of all time, hands down, just because it's utterly ridiculous.
It really is.
Watching it back as an adult, I still laugh my ass off, but for
Yeah.
different reasons.
So, am I the only one? Do any of you guys do this? When you watch like Camp Nowhere and or Heavyweights, is it always like a 2-pack? Like you kind of have to watch them together?
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't watch one without the other. It's fucking strange.
Yeah.
It's like I can't eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich without a glass of milk.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
can't have. I don't
100%.
necessarily one have to. They could be whatever order, but I just need them both at the same
Yeah.
time.
Right.
It's weird.
Yep.
That's
Am I the
there's
only one that hasn't seen either one of those movies?
Oh,
Oh man, maybe.
In this room,
We're all looking at you
I
funny.
just committed blasphemy.
somebody on Earth hasn't, I'm sure.
Yeah,
But there's there
Not
was a
alone,
whole
I
string.
know.
There's just like a whole string of like fucking magic movies like that though. Like
yeah.
kids doing amazing things. Don't Tell Mom the
Like Mighty
Babysitter's Dead.
Ducks,
Yeah,
Mighty
Mighty Ducks, Rookie of the Year, Little Big League,
Sandlot.
Sandlot, of
Oh.
course. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Kid in King Arthur's
Yeah.
Court.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Big Shots, if you ever saw that. That's a
Yep.
bit of a more rare gem.
Blank Check.
Oh, fucking
Yeah,
Blank
Blank
Check.
Check.
Yes. House
Angels
Arrest.
in the Outfield.
House arrest. Yep.
Angels-
Yeah, Angels in the Outfield. Yeah, that's another one too. Good call.
And one of the
Yeah.
first roles for Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
before
was.
he shoehorned his way into the Dark Knight world.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Robin.
The Robin that never was.
Robin that never was. was, man. Oh, I wonder if he could, I always wonder like who's gonna play John Connor next, because we've seen like fucking 17,000 people play John Connor now. So I just like hope they pick someone like ridiculous, like give me the least, like give me like Jackie Harry as John Connor. It'd be incredible. Just like, at this point, like you've turned him into a fucking Terminator. Like, dude, give me something with some integrity. Like, Jackie Harry, give me, fucking RuPaul at this point. Like, it's John, anything. Just give me something like wild. Give me something wild right at this point, give me Steven Seagal. Like, it's just ridiculous. This is like
600-pound Steven Seagal.
Yeah, exactly. Like the fucking,
Here comes Sylvester Stallone.
the Bumblebee tuna, fucking
Oh my God.
Seagal. If you can make it in the hood, he'll do it. He's done more movies in the hood than the fucking Leprechaun. I love it though. We need more of these movies. I love like Leprechaun in the Hood, that Steven Seagal. Like, you ever see Urban Justice? Dude, it's incredible. Eddie Griffin and Steven Seagal. Oh, still my heart. Like, this is the stuff of fine cinema. This is all we get in this millennium.
You might remember this one, Chris. There is one of the worst movies ever made. I don't remember the title, but it stars Jay Leno and Pat Morita.
Oh yes, it's called Collision Course.
Yes,
I have a spoof
absolute
of that.
garbage.
I have, yes, it's absolutely shit. Do you want to see? All right, just because you opened this can of worms, my friend, and I just want to.
It was not planned at all.
It was not planned at all on my part, but I'm gonna have to do a screen share very briefly again, because I have to show you.
Or you screen share all you want.
I have to show you in one quick image how I would fix that movie. Where did my zoom go? Okay, so in one quick image, all it takes is recasting one role, and I've made the perfect movie out of a piece of shit. And here it is. Just take out Jay Leno, put in Martin Cove, and my God, you've got a fucking masterpiece. Like, that would be incredible. It's the story of every buddy cop movie. They couldn't like each other less. They couldn't need each other more. And they have, 48 hours to they have one wild weekend to do anything, and I'm on board.
Oh my God.
That is brilliant, dude. Good Lord.
But yes, long story short, yes, I remember Collision Course. I'm sorry, man. I feel like
glorious.
But see, even with the 90s though, the terrible movies are memorable.
Oh yeah, totally.
Like, there was like some dumpster fires to come out of the 90s, and even late 80s a little bit too. And sure. Heavens, are they good?
Oh, I know. Like, Teen Witch, Cherry 2000. If Looks Could Kill. If Looks Could Kill with Richard Grieco. That is a fucking masterpiece. Like, that is just high art, as high as it gets. I get high when I watch it. I get high on Grieco. It's incredible. He's like a 35-year-old high school student that gets mixed up as a CIA agent on his high school class French trip. It's poetry. I think it's Darren Star and Fred Decker too. Darren Star created 90210. Fred Decker directed Monster Squad. So it's a power team right there.
Yeah.
You got 90210, you got Grieco, and you got Monster Squad. You throw it all in a blender, and that is pretty much what the movie is,
Yeah.
Which is why it's amazing. I hope they fucking bring that one back one of these days. Grieco still looks good, man. I did a panel with him. His looks could still kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
He was a dreamy fella, that one.
He was. I'll tell you a very funny Grieco story off the air. It's a little too wild. Not really on his part or anything. He just happened to be there. It's a little too wild of a story for me to tell you on air, but I'll tell you guys after we
feels
wrap.
like Night at the Roxbury. It just Richard Grieco randomly shows up.
You know what? He did kind of randomly show up, and he did kind of plan on solving a problem, much like Right Night the Roxbury.
Yeah.
I saw a situation, and
Brilliant.
he was even a little more selfless so than Night the Roxbury. Like in Night the Roxbury, he just didn't want to get sued.
That's right.
He was at no risk of getting sued, but he was just looking out, being a good dude, because I think that's who Grieco is. Classy dude. He has great stories though. Now fucking Grieco should have been in a goddamn Terminator movie though. Shit. That's the John Connor we should have gotten. Yeah, dude, give him that little scar, because that dude's like from T2 who's in it for like 2 shots is the shit. That like old grizzled, like gray, like 45-year-old looking tough as nails guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why didn't they dig him up? Like you said on the talk you had last week, like why didn't they get that guy? Like whatever happened to him? Like where'd he go?
I wonder about shit like that all the time.
Yeah.
Like he would have been like, maybe his voice was too high.
Yeah, that'd be really funny. He like, he speaks like sounds like Mike Tyson or something. Call Skynet. Skynet's going down. Oh, Terminator's a tragedy.
Cyberdyne Systems Model 101 Series 300
Yeah.
infiltrating unit.
Oh man, it's totally affirmative there. There was no problemo. Hasta la vista. Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, I'll take it. You know what? This is the thing. The Terminator franchise also needs to fucking divorce from Arnold already.
Yeah.
I mean, they need to divorce Arnold more than Maria Shriver needed to divorce with Arnold, I think. And again, I know you're watching Arnold. It's all for fun.
Yeah.
I don't
No disrespect. Like, he just.
You got a point though, because how many times, like, what are they gonna keep doing with him? Like, all right, so you threw him in lava, and like,
not only that,
okay,
but he's in his 70s. Like,
yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah, okay. Well,
I
how
don't
do
care
we
what kind of
explain
de-aging
that?
you
All right,
do.
well,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, let's say that his flesh, decomposes as he gets older. So then he's basically a human robot.
what if they do, right? There's got to be some kind of contingency plan, because as much as I hate to say it, Arnold Schwarzenegger is not going to be around forever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's a human. He's,
Is he though?
yeah, good point.
That's a good point.
I've seen all these movies and I'm just not convinced anymore.
the thing that really sells it that he's not a human more than anything else is maybe the first Expendables movie, where you see that one scene where him and Stallone and Bruce Willis are all in it together, and you're like, oh man, like, Bruce Willis is really good in this scene, and like Stallone's almost like an actor, and Arnold can like almost speak the language. They've come a long way. Like they've really grown.
The exact
what's
three
funny,
qualities we've been waiting 40 years for.
Yeah.
And I say that all those guys are my heroes too.
Oh, yeah.
And,
I love them
again,
to bits.
Yeah, you gotta pick
they're
on him.
totally all fucking watching right now together, anyways, in a
I
hot
know.
tub, chomping on cigars at Planet Hollywood. Like, oh my God, what happened? We fucking overestimated the public's appetite for $50 cheeseburgers. How did we fuck that up?
Oh.
Uh-oh.
We lost Joe.
Planet Hollywood? He's like, that's it, I'm out. There's still a Planet Hollywood open? I'm going. Joe, wait, I'll meet you there. Order me a cheeseburger. I'm good for it. I'll fucking wash dishes for a week to pay for my fucking to pay for my milkshake. Yo, I hope Joe comes back. In the meantime, did you guys ever go to Planet Hollywood when you were kids?
I did.
No.
I did.
Oh, okay.
Just
We're
once.
not editing this out, Craig.
Are we not? Okay.
Now we're just gonna keep going.
No, fuck it. Whatever. All right.
He'll be
Yeah.
back.
I went to Planet Hollywood when I was like 9. in summer of '97, my family did the whole Orlando thing and went to Planet Hollywood. I don't think we ate anything. We just went to look at it and see the stuff. I
Yeah.
got my picture taken next to a giant Terminator mannequin. That was like coolest thing ever when I was 9 because I love Terminator. I was like,
Yeah.
I hope we meet Arnold. I didn't meet Arnold.
Sorry, I swallowed water down the wrong pipe there.
Oh no, man.
It happened to me a couple times today. Um,
All the time.
yeah, I went to a few Planet Hollywoods. There was one in Chicago where I grew up. So I went to that one once or twice. And on vacation, I think I went to one in Colorado somewhere. Shout out to people if you've been to Planet Hollywood, Colorado. They had like some of the best and some of the worst shit. Like I think they had a like Mel Gibson's motorcycle from Lethal Weapon 3 hanging from the ceiling. And that was dope. I think they had the Dynamo suit from Running Man.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's awesome.
Running Man's incredible. But it was one of those things where you're like, I don't know if this is really it or not because it looks kind of like shit up close. Like that looks like toilet paper roll right there that they just spray painted. Like, is that like maybe that is like how it works and they just light it good or
Yeah.
I don't know. Like his little guns that he shot like his shit at, they looked like they were made from like toilet paper rolls if you were up close. They had like a
This
plastic
gun is
slab
paper
of,
mache.
and they had like a mock slab of beef, like a plastic beef slab, like it's supposed to be from Rocky. I'm like, why would you like
something you give your dog?
No, it's like like
Somebody
that. But
punched.
if your
Yeah,
dog,
like
if your dog was
like
a
the hanging
fucking
butcher thing.
Tyrannosaurus Rex, you
Right.
know.
Something that Fred Flintstone would give Dino.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think something that would knock over the Flintstone mobile.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, like when they go to the drive-in.
Yeah, it's like it's fucking ludicrous, but yeah, I love that shit.
What a weird thing to put up.
That's what I remember from
Yeah,
Planet
right?
Hollywood.
Yeah, like mock raw
Fake
beef.
meat.
Yeah.
Well, I do get why it's not real meat, but I mean, you could have picked anything else on earth, and instead you made fake meat.
I would expect the chef to like come out and like slice some of it off it for the fucking $80 burgers.
This doesn't look like that.
Yeah, hit him with the falling down speech. What's wrong with this fucking picture? Now there's another one. Michael Douglas. Maybe at one point could have been like a decent older John Connor. Much older, obviously.
Yeah.
I guess he's more like the Senator John Connor from like that T2 deleted scene. If you ever saw that.
I don't
No,
remember.
I did
Yeah.
not see that.
I don't remember that.
No.
Yeah,
I did not see
I
There's-
had
that.
the expanded
So-
edition too. I don't remember that at all.
So there was like an Ultimate Edition Terminator DVD, and there was a Laserdisc too, but I don't think the Laserdisc had the alternate ending. But there was an alternate ending for T2, and you know how it ends right now. It's just a shot of the highway, and she's like, "Oh, I'm really encouraged because if people can learn the value of human life, or
Yeah.
machines can learn it, so whatever." So instead of that, it's like the future, and Sarah's at a park. And like John's like pushing his daughter on a swing, and it's like that old man John, and Sarah's in like super old, she looks like she's 80, and she's like, August 29th, 1997 came and went. I wanted to like tell the world each day from today forward is a gift. Instead I got drunk. Like John fights a different battle now on the floor of the Senate, and like blah 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 blah. And it's like that old guy, he doesn't have the scar, but he's like, oh, you know, his hair's looking all fucking Dylan McKay and shit.
Yeah.
But I get, you know, the reason they changed that ending because I did a panel with Furlong and Danny Cooksey, and I asked them about this, like, why they changed that ending? Like, oh yeah, well the other ending is more sequel friendly. I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if you're like, John grew up and was a senator and that was the fucking end, you know, it's like, well, there's no more
There was no more
Terminators.
robots.
Yeah, exactly. What, are we
Everybody
gonna
was
see him
wrong.
like fighting the
Nothing
Skynet
happened.
funding bill? Like, "No, I'm telling you, people, this bill is disastrous. I cannot stand.
1 year
epic,
later,
you know,
Skynet went
rise.
bankrupt.
Rise of the filibuster. Anything, honestly, at this point, anything other than like a fucking biblical term Like anything other than like Genesis, Salvation, Armageddon, or like Retribution, or fucking
Terminator, Leviticus.
A machine shall not lay with another machine. To sin against programming.
Terminator, the red letters. I tell you, they're our friends.
I think that would just be hilarious if, like, to show like movies where like Skynet fails to like make an effective army. Like at first, all the Terminators just hate each other. But like they don't fight each other because it's in their programming not to. So just like scowling and talking shit. Just like like when Arnold's scanning for insults, in the first one, and you fuck you, asshole. This is the early things that you don't see, like like when RoboCop was figuring out his lines, like before he settled on his classic catchphrase, he was probably out there shooting at dudes and being like, "Dead or alive, I'm gonna make you come."
That is a good point. I want to know what happened to the other 799 bots.
Yeah, right. I want to see a movie where fucking RoboCop just shoots Terminator dicks off for 3 hours. Done. Like, take my money, damn it.
Kickstarter. Let's do this.
Lord, why can't we have nice things? But I actually did always think that a RoboCop versus Terminator movie would be actually really cool, though. If it was done right, of course.
If it would have been done around the time that T2 came out, sure.
Oh yeah, and back when you could have had Peter Weller and like a kick-ass Arnold, that would have been, a young Arnold. If ever there was a reason to CG those two dudes in a movie, that would be it for me. But
fuck's sake.
It would be like Batman v Superman if it didn't really suck. Which I still like that. I still love like Zack Snyder and the DC and all that stuff. I know you're watching, Zach. But
someone's
man,
gonna watch.
Yeah, I'm sorry, not to get too off topic, but like Jesse Eisenberg ruins that movie like faster than Arnold telling a dude to talk to the hand in T3. Like it's just so like Martha and Talk to the Hand are like some of the biggest offenses in the history of writing.
That's definitely part of the reason I haven't seen those movies, is because I can't get behind Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor.
Yes,
I cannot or I'm gonna catch a lot of heat for this, but I cannot stand Jared Leto.
Yeah, I don't
dig his vibe.
No.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he's a bad person. He's probably a great But as Samuel L. Jackson said in Pulp Fiction, a sewer rat may taste like pumpkin pie, but I wouldn't know because I'm not going to eat the motherfucker.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Well put, sir. Well put.
Well put, I have radical takes on like who I would like, not to get again too off topic, but I'm always like recasting things in my mind. So I'm like, why couldn't they have just fucking given us Billy Zane as Lex Luthor? It would have been incredible. And I know this one's really weird, but I think at the right point in time, a great Joker. Eric Stoltz could have been a great Joker. Like he's just weird enough. Who else I think actually could have been good is Nicky Cott. I don't know if you ever saw Suburbia or the 90s Suburbia. That is.
Wasn't he the stoner dude in Dazed and Confused?
Yes, he's the guy who beats the shit out of Adam Goldberg.
Okay.
I'm the one smoking marijuana,
motherfucker.
Yeah, exactly. I know it sounds weird, but like if you see in Suburbia and Boiler Room, there's a side of that dude where he's like, oh, that guy could make a great Joker. Like, I don't know. He's very interesting. And Dennis Hopper would have made a great Two-Face back in the day. But
I could see it totally. 100%. Just blew my mind, dude.
Not to get too, I'm sorry.
He was out there.
I'm a tornado of fucking movies, and it always comes back to Terminator in like another second anyway. So
it's great.
It was great.
Yeah,
this is gold. But
dude,
earlier you mentioned
great fit on here.
A million John Connors. Like I called it a revolving door.
Yeah, totally right.
Like kind of want to touch on that a little more, like, because Eddie Furlong, of course, is John Connor. That's who we were introduced to.
Totally. And like, I loved, I was young enough that like I looked at that. I was like, man, this kid is the fucking coolest dude ever. Listens to Guns N' Roses. He rips off ATM machines. He rides a fucking dirt bike. His buddy's like on Salute Your Shorts, and he's got a mullet, and he just fucking like goes to the Galleria, and he's the fucking shit. Like, this kid really rules.
I'm like, holy
I'm gonna cut my hair like him, and fucking, I'm gonna start calling my dad Todd.
Not my mother, Todd.
Oh, dude, just the coolest. But you know what? I've heard from a lot of people who are a little bit older than me. No disrespect, because I've met Eddie Furlong a couple times. Very classy class guy, good dude. But some people are like, oh, I hate it. It's like the kid in Phantom Menace. Like, he ruined the movie for me. This and that. I'm like, he ruined the movie. Like, I don't get that at all. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion, I guess. If who knows how we would have felt if we were like, 20 or 30 when T2 came out.
Yeah, that's it. That's probably it, is the age that you've seen it at. Because I probably was the same age as him when that movie came out, and you're right, he was the coolest. I didn't have a problem with that guy at all. I actually, after that movie, looked for everything I could find him in, because you just wanted to see him do well.
Yeah, exactly. Like, he was, the golden boy for a minute.
Yeah.
Like Pet Sematary 2, we were like, dude, it's not good, but he's great still.
Yeah.
Like, we love
Yeah.
And
him and Jared Rushton both in that movie.
Oh yeah. And he did a movie with Kathy Bates.
Too.
A
Home of Our Own. A Home of Our Own.
I love that movie.
It takes place in my home state of Idaho.
Oh, get out. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I actually tried asking Eddie Furlong about that movie, and he was the one time he just kind of like looked back at me, I was like, I love that movie. Like, he was like, okay. I don't think he likes it very much. I'm like, well,
it's a great performance from him and Kathy Bates.
Yeah, it really is. I almost felt bad. I was like, oh man, I hope I didn't bring up like a bad memory or something. Maybe that was at a bad point in his life or something. Maybe it just happenstance. Maybe it was not a fun movie to make. Maybe the director was a dick. I don't know. I have no idea. But it's always it's always tough when you bring up these things. You never know. There's always shit you want to ask but can't.
Yeah.
I met Kelly LeBrock at one of these conventions. I wanted so badly to ask, how did the feud between Van Damme and Seagal start? Like, please tell me it had something to do with you, because I've just always imagined that like they're both at like the Oscars or some shit, and Van Damme's like, oh, LeBrock, you are French, like you should be with Van Damme, and like that's it. Then Seagal was like, fuck you, man.
What did you say?
Thank God I didn't ask that, because then like she wrote a book a few years later and said like Seagal was like abusive and shit. So I was like, oh, I'm glad I didn't like ask you just about like your abusive ex-husband.
Yeah.
Fuck. Ugh.
Damn.
But back, sorry. Again, the tornado turns around. Back to Seagal as John Connor. He would have been the most saturated John Connor that we've ever had, and I mean that in full of his hair. His hair would have been very saturated, and he would have been rich in saturated fats. It would have been unhealthy for Skynet to acquire him. Disastrous.
Man.
And so, like, Nick Stahl as John Connor, like, his acting was good, but he didn't do it for me.
No.
Yeah, I totally agree on that. I like Nick Stahl a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of a funny story. It's before IMDb, right? And I had just seen this movie Disturbing Behavior, and I knew the two guys in that were Nick Stahl and James Marsden, but I didn't know who the fuck was which guy. So I hear, oh, the guy from Disturbing Behavior is the new John Connor, and I think it's the other guy, James Marsden. I'm like, okay, yeah, he could sort of look like Eddie Furlong, cooler and grown up, this and that. Like, yeah, that's gonna be really good. And then I see T3, I'm like, oh, that fucking guy, that's the guy who watched Disturbing Behavior. Like, yeah, that guy. Give me the kid from Man Without a Face. Again, no disrespect to Nick Stahl. I know you're watching, Nick. It's a fucking great. you're a great actor, man. Carnival, The Man Without a Face is a great movies, and he's great in them, and he's great in many things. But I'm sorry, he's just not John Connor. It's like Jesse Eisenberg. It's just really wrong, and it's not his fault. He's good at being Jesse Eisenberg.
Yep.
Nick Stahl does what he does very well, but it's not necessarily what I would want from John Connor.
I kind of loved Nick Stahl's character in Sin City. The yellow bastard.
Right. Yeah. Again, I just thought of James Marsden. I was like, fucking knew he was on the. Oh no, wait, yeah, the other guy. Like, Jesus, man. 20 years later, I still can't fucking get it right.
Oh, going back to Eddie Furlong real quick. Did you ever see a movie called Brain Scan?
Yes, that's the one I was trying to think of too. Their early 90s.
I only saw that movie one time, and I want to say I was like 7. And it was
fantastic movie.
Yeah. I was probably like 9 or 10 when I saw Brain Scan. Very young.
That was Eddie Furlong, right? Like that's not my brain fucking with.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that was definitely Eddie Furlong. Yeah.
Who was in that
Pecker in American History X, of course.
Yeah.
Detroit Rock City.
Detroit, of course, Detroit Rock City. He really had a good run in the 90s. If you look at like Macaulay Culkin, like his run kind of fizzled out by like 94.
After
Eddie Furlong went from like 91, and I think American History X was like 98. Detroit Rock City was 99. Yeah. So that's a pretty solid run.
He was also in one of the Crow sequels.
Was he really?
Yeah, I think the 4th one.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
What sequel?
There's several sequels.
I never saw any of the Crow sequels. Just the original.
Oh, the Crow.
I've seen the second one, but nothing after that.
I refuse to see any of them because Brandon Lee is the Crow. I will fight anybody.
Brandon Lee is incredible, and if there was a dude that like I wish, like that time machine shit, you could bring back 3 actors. Like I feel like Brandon Lee would have to be one of them.
Oh,
It'd be hard to not make Bruce Lee another one as well. Just bring back the whole fucking Lee family. Bring back Bruce, Brandon, and Steve James from American Ninja, and I'm set. I'm done.
Yeah.
My time
You
travels.
knew that all those Crow sequels were there was just money, right? They were just still feeding off that first
that's
one.
Another reason.
Yeah, for sure.
Because
that was
that
was when I think they started to pilferage the direct-to-video market. It was like, this is this ripe peach on the verge of rotting. Let's fucking get in here and squeeze every fucking
That's
last
exactly
bit.
what it was.
Yep.
Yeah.
Squeeze every drip of juice.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a shame because in the 80s when that market was new, some of those movies were fucking amazing, incredible. Some of them were terrible too, but there's beauty in all of it. Like I love those weird, like shot on video early, like Redneck Zombies or Deadly Prey or
love Redneck Zombies. Yeah.
Oh, those are great,
Redneck Zombies.
Oh, there's a bodacious herd of redneck zombies and they're headed this way is one of my favorite lines in the history of lines. It's incredible.
I think the idea of like zombies drinking moonshine and like that's how you turn is just fantastic in general.
Right? It's fucking so good. Oh my god. I need that.
Just left it in the still too long or what?
And it's funny. And this again ties back to Terminator because at one point Arnold was going to do a Toxic Avenger remake. Do you guys remember hearing about this?
Yep.
I don't know what the fuck happened with it. I've done a couple panels with Lloyd Kaufman too. He's one of the nicest guys you could ever meet in your life. Lloyd from Trauma, obviously.
Yep.
But I don't know what the hell the story. He told it once, and I can't remember what it was. But yeah, they were gonna do Toxic, and he wasn't gonna play Toxic. I think he was gonna play like the mayor or something. I'm like, what fucking planet am I on? That like Arnold was in a Batman movie with Bane, and he didn't play Bane. He played Mr. fucking Freeze.
Yeah.
And like, like what
Nice
the
to
fuck
see you.
multiverse have I spun into? Like, Jingle All the Way, and like, what is happening? Why? I'm in the Phantom Zone. Damn it, get me out of here.
Feel like
Yeah, that is true. He had some pretty wild roles where like you would expect him to be somebody else, like you were saying, Bane. You could totally see that, but like instead he got Mr. Freeze. And like if you look at the idea of Mr. Freeze, I don't know how the fuck that worked to begin with.
And who knew he was the spitting image of Danny DeVito?
Yeah.
Oh my god. And you know what's funny? So people get misguided on things, and like, you know, this idea that people had this idea that like Arnold could do comedy, right?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
why he made so many comedies. And Arnold can't do comedy, but an actor like Danny DeVito can like salvage him, you know? So that's
Yeah.
why twins worked, because Danny DeVito reacts very well. He's like a generous actor. He knows what he's doing. and he's
Junior
a
as
great
well.
comedian.
They did that movie together.
Which
Junior.
one?
Junior.
Junior, right? Yeah, Danny
Yep.
DeVito probably helps a little bit. I mean,
Yeah.
not quite as much. In
I
Junior,
love that movie.
but-
I don't care what anybody says.
Fuck yeah, man! You know, wear it, own it.
do.
I have a
Schwarzenegger.
parody. I have a mashup of that coming in the works
Oh,
eventually.
sweet.
Um,
I
but
can't
like
wait,
Kindergarten
dude.
Cop is the same thing, where it's like the kids' reactions to him is what's funny about the movie.
Yeah,
That's
the
what
kids
they
kind
are,
of
you know.
carried him. Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
it's-
his reaction to the kids and the kids' reaction to him are kind of what made that. I think without either or, it just wouldn't have worked.
Totally, yeah, and they got the perfect kids for that, you know, just absolutely perfect.
They got Gage.
Yeah, I was gonna say it
Yeah.
all ties back.
Yeah.
Fucking Gage. I did a panel with him too. Miko Hughes at a
What's his
Pet Cemetery
name?
reunion.
Miko Collins.
Yeah, I met Miko. He's very nice. You know, close in age to my.
Terminator is back with the Bioflesh Regenerator. In the ultimate confrontation with evil, Bioflesh suffers battle damage.
Endoskeleton in position to undergo bioflesh regeneration. Initiate regeneration program. Add flesh compound.
Terminator created. Terminator's Bioflesh Regenerator. I'm back.
Micro Machine Man here, presenting the genuine, original, colossally collectible, most midget miniature replicas of the real things. Micro Machines. Dramatically detailed, stupendously styled, smaller than a nut, this one or this one. And now with a totally terrific town, the new Micro Machine Super City Toolbox playset. Closed, it's a mild manner toolbox. Open, it's a Micro Machine USA. Cruise your mini Micro Machine vehicles, planes, and boats to the police station, the marina, the mini motorcycle repair shop, the gas station, the construction office, work, the real working drawbridge, highway, passenger ramp, and garage doors. Or take a Micro Machine flying machine in for a landing. Phew, this place has it all. The new Micro Machine Super City Toolbox playset from Galoob. The one and only outrageous original miniatures. Remember, if it doesn't say Micro Machines, it's not the real thing.
All right, so we're back. Let's delve into the end of the series here, like Genesis and Salvation specifically. We haven't really touched on them too much.
Yeah.
Or not Salvation, sorry. Dark Fate.
Dark Fate,
Yeah.
which I still haven't seen.
Oof,
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't. You know. Have you seen T3?
Uh-huh.
You've seen Dark Fate.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
I kinda
basically,
thought so.
you know, like I remember when Dark Fate came out, I didn't see it the first day. I saw it like the second or third day. And I remember a friend of mine who I very much respect posted Terminator 3 was better. And that's when I started to get like really worried, because I was like, either my friend has horrible taste and I need to reevaluate how important they are to me, or this movie's dead on arrival. It's a turkey.
Ooh.
And you know,
it was-
I hate to say it, they really waste Linda Hamilton's return.
Yeah.
It could have been great, but they treat her like she's kind of like a dumb man. Like they
Yeah.
write her like she's a not woke dumb man who only thinks about like men, and it's really strange. Like when she's the most badass woman ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it in case you see it, or in case you watch
I'll
Terminator
see it
3 again
eventually.
someday.
It's on Prime.
It's okay. It's okay, Chris. I mean, I'll see it eventually, dude.
It's on Prime.
It's
Yeah.
kind of like these guys. I didn't mind when they talked about Mortal Kombat, like, because I watched a couple of videos on YouTube of like breakdowns and stuff of it, and I've gotten like an idea of how Dark Fate goes. Like, if you say it's like T3, then okay, I basically seen the damn thing.
Basically, you know, it's like at least Genesis tried to give you something different, and I think,
Yeah.
you know, I kind of feel bad for the director because that John Connor thing was supposed to be a plot twist, and not supposed to be revealed in a trailer. And you know, that's the problem when you do something stupid in your movie. They could put it in your trailer. I mean, that's just why you don't do stupid things in your movie. So, yeah, but again, it could have been fun. Like the Back to the Future 2 aspect of it could have been great. Like we're gonna weave through these other Terminator movies. I'm like, well, at least you're giving a fucking 2% spin on two machines from the future fighting in regular now.
I thought that part of it wiped its ass with the original too, Chris. That really bothered me.
Yeah.
Oh, you didn't like that part, that greatest hits aspect of it?
I did like how the time crossed over. That was
you mean
really
the John
cool. But when she's like, yeah, I'm Sarah Connor, and Grace is like, who?
Yeah.
Then that's all gone.
Yeah, it's very
like
insulting.
the legend is yeah,
like we just killed John Connor in a fucking nothing scene because what the fuck? We went to the bathroom. Like, you know, it's like, what the fuck? Why? Jesus goddamn Christ. Like,
John Connor. Well, fuck him.
I mean, I get it. You fucked it up so bad now. You made him like a Terminator. You might as well have made him a fucking Teletubby. It's ridiculous. Like, in fact, I demand hashtag Rise of the Teletubbies.
The problem with Genesis, though, is like he could have been great John Connor. Like you said, had he not been the villain, I think Jurassic Park would have been amazing.
Dude, how fucking cool would that have been if he shows up at that same scene and he's the good guy?
Yeah.
Right. That would have been great.
Because he's
of course there'd be a new Terminator we have to fucking deal with and learn about.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The T
timeline's not complicated enough.
We've had the TX, now the T-Rex. It morphs into a metal Tyrannosaurus. It's a raptor, Terminator, because people like those things.
They did such a disorganized job of time. Like, so Skynet doesn't exist because they managed to wipe them out of history. So where does this other company come from?
Yeah.
Right.
Legion. What?
Yeah.
Legion. It's like an it's like a offshoot of OCP or something.
Yeah.
Of course it has to be biblical. Of course it has to be
Blowing
biblical,
my mind,
right?
dude. Then we could have got our fucking RoboCop Terminator fucking crossover.
Yeah, well, that would be fucking sweet. I still like that idea. I mean, Dark Horse Comics did it very well. It's not really my idea.
Yes, they did.
You know, so it's you know, it's part of the lexicon. It was a video game. You know, and honestly, both those franchises have been run into the ground with horrible fucking villains. So might as well just have them fight each other. It solves your problem. You don't have to think of a new villain for either one.
Like Freddy versus Jason, but in reverse.
Yeah, basically. I like Freddy versus Jason. I thought it was
So did I. I loved it.
You know,
yeah, it
was about as good as you can expect from Hollywood. You know,
how could they have messed it up other than like put it on a space station or something?
Well, they probably fucking tried to do that. Like I've heard, like, if you ever watch those documentaries, they go through like every pitch that, like, you know, Freddy worked at Camp Crystal Lake and he molested Jason to like
oh my God,
Freddy's Jason's dad to, you know, like all kinds of stupid shit. Like,
why don't we put him back on a space station? Get out.
Well, yeah. What was that pitch meeting like? Check it out. And Jason on a fucking space station. It's gonna be great.
Oh my God. You know what? It's probably so much even worse than that too. Like, that's probably gentle. You're being too generous with that reenactment. It's probably so much worse.
Wild
Maybe a couple more in there too.
But yeah, you know, Dark Fate really just like rolled the ball back. It was like, okay, you guys tried to have a little too much fun in Genesis. Like, we're gonna slow that down, all right?
Yeah.
We're not giving you like a bunch of time travel. Like, this is all gonna be present day. Like, you know, like the old, you know, movie you've seen 45 times now. And I don't know, it's hard to be generous to a movie that, you know, it just gave you like all the worst elements of the 2 or 3 movies that were, you know, that happened before, of like Terminator 3, 4, and 5 or whatever. It was like, we're just gonna kind of recycle all the really boring parts. And we're gonna bank it all on Linda Hamilton's name, that she's back. And I've met her too. She's incredibly nice, very, very amazingly talented, and, you know, capable of still being Sarah Connor. but
Absolutely.
that requires someone to write Sarah Connor into a script in more than just name only.
Yeah.
Well, and even there, this isn't ruining anything, Joe, but there was the one, I even wrote the line of dialogue down because I actually did laugh at it. But when they were on the train going north to Texas, and Linda Hamilton says, "I'm Mother Mary." She says, "Well, you're Mother Mary. Why do I want to kick the shit out of you so bad?" And I thought, why do you do Linda Hamilton dirty like that?
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the disappointing part of that movie.
Yeah, because you gotta think, like, when they took it away from James Cameron and he just had the blessing, like, they treated her kind of godlike.
Yeah.
Like, the idea of Sarah Connor was just like biblical. And then when James Cameron brought it back, he was kind of just like, whatever. If I'm gonna be involved, we're gonna do it my way.
It's just, and it feels kind of retconny too, at this point, where it's like, oh, you're biblical. Nah, you're not so biblical anymore. Like you were the Virgin Sarah, the Virgin Mary, so to speak. John Connor, JC, Jesus Christ, JC. There's a lot of there's a lot of biblical shit in there. I get it. It's about Armageddon and
allegory going on there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, of course. But
yeah.
Then to kind of undo that, it feels like, it's like kind of these newer Halloween movies. It's like, they're not brother and sister anymore in Halloween.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Right.
Even brother and sister for like 9 movies now. Now they're not. Yeah, Darth Vader's not Luke's dad, by the way. We just were drunk one night and we wrote that in. We kind of just feel like changing it now, cause.
Right.
He's not his dad because he didn't want to pay support. All right, we're done.
He went out for death sticks and didn't come back.
Oh my God. But I will say, thank God that Terminator Dark Fate gives us Carl the drape furniture guy as a Terminator. That's a real thing. A Terminator assumes the name Carl and starts his own drapery business, and it's Arnold.
And adopts a son.
Yes, and it fulfills that dream that the Terminator would be the perfect dad. It'd never get drunk and hit him, never be too busy to play with him, never whatever. And he drinks beer, which is really weird because I wonder where the fuck does that mean a Terminator takes a piss?
He's a bender. He's a bender.
What does that mean? Does it just fucking
He
fall
runs
right
on
down?
alcohol. The Bender from Futurama.
Oh, does he live on alcohol? I don't even know
Apparently.
that. I guess
Yeah,
so.
Bender runs on alcohol and nicotine.
Yeah.
Carl Bender, and that his son is John Bender, who will grow up and do Saturday detention and rebel at all those turkey pot pies that Mom had to get for Carl.
Thing there though, I read it in like again on my IMDb scrolling, the trivia section of Dark Fate. Like you notice, Carl, the Terminator, has a dog. Compare that to the original movies. What happens when a Terminator comes across a dog?
I remember that in the first movie too. Like, dogs hate fucking Terminators. Yeah, that makes perfect sense because they
use them to warn. They're like it's a guard thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's when it's not a human, when it's a machine. And
yeah, but
like,
we're just gonna shit on that continuity too, just because, like, wouldn't it be great if Arnold has a dog? Like,
or no, what I'm thinking, like, what the trivia section says is that he, since he had a CPU, he had pretty much achieved
detailed files on dog
right.
training.
Well, no, he achieved his mission, right? Killed John Connor. Moved. What else is he gonna do? He has to learn to live like a human. And then basically his computer, he has no reason to kill anybody else. So he had one mission, he did it. Now he can basically do whatever, live as a human. He adapted somehow to the point that dogs trust him. Maybe, I don't know. Like, could give off
feasible.
Since it's living tissue, maybe it gives off a sense now that he's not a threat. I don't know.
That could be because They had to reveal that it was like living tissue. So
Right. Yeah, and that's why he's aging and shit.
yeah,
To me, that kind of just sounds like lazy writing on behalf of them,
It
just
kind
because
of
they
is.
wanted to
Kind
crank
of.
out another Terminator movie and get Linda Hamilton in there and bank on her name, and just like Chris said, fuck the continuity.
Yeah. And I wouldn't be surprised if it was just some weird that Arnold's like, I want my dog in the movie. I love my dog. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
That's what I'm banking on.
And they're like, okay,
Rick-
so it's based on
Rick
smell.
Tolton, come
Now
here.
you smell like an old man. You smell like Ben Gay and like ibuprofen and, you know. So that's just, the dog's
Jared
going to be
Hall.
totally cool with this now. You're not moving too fast, so they're okay with it.
Maybe it's because he learned to say, "I'll be back."
Okay.
You know, maybe it was like a trust issue with dogs. They were like, "This guy's leaving. I'm pissed. He's never coming back." Maybe.
I'll be back.
We don't know what dogs think. Maybe that dog sat there the whole time, was like, I got my eye on you. But you feed me and shit, so.
Yeah. I have a wild cat living in my fucking barn. So it's pretty much the same thing. Like, it knows that I show up there and feed. It's like, oh, I know you're the guy that leaves the chicken, so
Yeah.
I'll look at you with contempt. But just know,
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't like it. Too much basil, god damn it.
Too much basil.
Thanks for the offering. Now
Yeah,
go.
like you call that fucking medium rare? You hack. The driest shit ever.
What is wrong with you? You had one job.
Garfield wouldn't even eat this.
It might as well have been that though, like Carl the fry cook or Carl working at Clown Dog, you know, like you get to clean the drive-through window with a really fun squeegee.
When they shoehorn the Office story in there, I went and did drapes at this guy's house and he just wanted plain drapes. And I said, no, you have a daughter. That's wrong. Balloons or butterflies.
Oh my god.
Okay, he's invested in the drapery. I get it. Sorry, Carl.
Fucking Drapes of Wrath, dude. It's so good.
Drapes of Wrath.
The Drapes of Wrath.
The Terminator series that we didn't know we always needed.
Yes, that was, yeah.
They turned fucking Terminator into Don Draper, but like not in the cool way at all. Like he's like Don the Draper. Like
Done.
it's so ridiculous. Is there someone else laughing? It sounds like there's some off-screen laughing.
Oh god.
Oh my god. I could just fucking crack Terminator jokes all day though. Seriously.
Please do, dude. I'm enjoying every minute of this.
I fucking like love this franchise. Like I just think like the stupidest shit all day. Like fucking Kyle Reese's peanut butter cups. Like just like retardedly dumb, stupid shit. Like what would that like? There's no wrong way to eat a fucking Reese's, or you know, or like what if based on timeline wise, like what if Kyle Reese's dad was John Kreese, like, and it's like Kyle, like it's Kyle Reese, you know, or Jonathan Kyle Reese, so just the Kreese is like, you know, an abbreviation thing. Just retardedly stupid shit, because why not? At this point, like, you know, like you kind of like, you ever see Blank Man?
Yes.
Remember when Jason Alexander's coming up with news stories and he's throwing fucking darts at like random topics on the wall? He's like, the vice president and an alien and S&M sex. That's a great story. Like that's what the Terminator franchise probably needs at this point. Like they need like fucking give me Sinbad and fucking, you know, Fran Drescher and S&M sex. That's a great, you know.
We'll bring back Eel Terminators.
Yes. There were the Eel Terminators and Carrot Top and the drapery business.
You know what? Bring back those drivable motorcycles they had. Those were awesome.
Oh yes,
I did like those.
Those were actually kind of cool.
They
Yeah,
were
and
pretty cool.
put the Guns N' Roses song back in it.
Yeah,
You know,
fuck's sake.
at
That's
this
a great
point, dude,
tune.
just I'd fucking
That
just
song
watch
holds
like an
up.
hour and a half of Axl Rose fucking up Terminators. Like Axl's having a really fucking bad day. Like he's cranky. He just walked off stage because he didn't like the way they set up the fucking mic and shit. He just blew off they rioted somewhere, and you know, he all of a sudden he's got to kill Terminators to for whatever reason. To get Chinese democracy released the way he really wants it, he's got to kill every last fucking Terminator on Earth. Otherwise, he's never gonna get it mixed quite right. God, that's so fucking like, I can't believe that like at the beginning of the 90s, Terminator and Guns N' Roses were so fucking lit, and like Terminator has become like a fucking drapery thing, and like, you know, Guns N' Roses is kind of, I don't know what they, you know, I'm glad they're back together and shit. I love GNR. But yeah, I don't know. They went into the 90s strong, and then they went out soft as hell with like End of Days and like Oh My God, and again another Arnold thing.
Yeah,
it was like, that was like everybody's most mediocre hour. Like
I love
everybody was at their most forgettable then.
I love that song.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, I just put my foot in my mouth pretty good then.
But only because every time I hear it, I forget it's Guns N' Roses.
That's an interesting way of putting it.
It just doesn't fucking sound like Guns N' Roses.
No, not at all. Yeah.
It doesn't sound like Axl. Obviously, it's not Slash and the Boys.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It
Was
kind
it
of makes
Buckethead?
Some other band, I forget
I
their
think it
name.
was pre-Buckethead.
Yeah, it was around
Dave-
that time period.
Dave
Yeah.
Navarro maybe plays on it or something.
I don't know who played on it, but I just know it was. To me, it's not Guns N' Roses, so that's why I like that song. That's why I can.
Yeah,
tolerate it.
no, it makes the fucking spaghetti incident sound like the fucking Fifth Symphony.
For fuck's sake. Absolutely.
It's ridiculous. But yeah, you know, I would love them all to come back, and I would, you know, I would have loved, like, you know, even if the fucking new Terminator is a piece of shit, if they can put like a new Guns N' Roses song in it, that's like Axl and Slash and shit. Like, I'll forgive any sins, dude. You can give me like CG fucking neon green, you know, and purple Teletubby Terminators. Like, I don't care. Make them cuddly fucking teddy bears. Like, I don't make them rubber duckies. Like, if you just give me a good new Guns N' Roses song, make me feel fucking good about shit again for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I'll forgive any sins, especially if there's a music video tie-in, because that's fucking so good.
That was a great video.
Yeah.
That was a great video. Like Axl Rose, not worth the price of a bullet. So good.
But You Could Be Mine is that song holds up, man.
Yeah.
I still blast that tune. That's a great song.
Anytime I hear it when it comes on the radio, I listen to it all the way through.
Oh, it comes
and
up
I
on my
very
radio
rarely listen to the radio.
I feel like you couldn't.
My fucking radio right here.
I feel like you couldn't be as big as T2 was without some kind of musical hook, like to go with the movie. You know, and that's why Jurassic Park isn't quite on the level of like Tim Burton's Batman or like T2 or like Back to the Future, because like all that shit had like some piping hot jams, you know, and that was like really relevant. Like obviously Prince, you know, and Batman, Huey Lewis in Back to the Future, and Guns N' Roses and T2. You know, another thing, you know, I feel like you have to just throw some credit to Brad Fiedel, who did the score to the first 2 Terminator movies. Like it's not having him back is kind of like a Halloween movie without Donald Pleasance, you know, where it's like something just feels off. Something just feels so wrong about all this. Oh yeah, that's what it is. Like one of the fucking most important pieces is missing.
This gumbo isn't tasty enough without the secret fucking ingredient.
Oh man, we got the imitation crab meat.
Oh yeah. Fuck that.
Yeah, right. It's like spam Terminator, you know.
Yeah.
Spaminator.
Stuff posing as machines.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like you ordered the fucking like you said, the Terminator off a Wish, you know. That's actually probably the villain in RoboCop 3. the samurai cyborg or whatever it was.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
That's like the bad. Like I ordered my Terminator on Wish, like, or it's like, hi, I'm a Terminator and I've got DirecTV. It's like, hi, I'm a RoboCop 3 villain and I've got cable.
It's funny you say that because RoboCop 3 to me is the Wish version of RoboCop.
Yeah,
really
that's true
is.
too.
It's
Yeah.
RoboCop's got a
Yeah.
jetpack.
It's not Peter Weller.
No,
Yeah, I
and that
know.
sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah.
And
You
it's
didn't have RoboCop
weird.
without
still
Peter
watch
Weller?
it. I mean, yeah, I have the 3-pack Blu-ray. I still watch all 3 of them. I have to. It's my thing, you know.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, that movie was just dog shit.
Fucking, and it was coming out. It was coming after like some spam too. RoboCop 2 was no masterpiece either.
No.
But I did enjoy it.
Yeah, I guess there's some.
The-
It had its ups and downs, but like,
yeah.
RoboCop 2 had
Yeah,
the,
I'll give it
like,
that. It had its
the
ups
weird
and downs.
designer drug, right? And Kane was
Yeah.
the bad guy.
Nuke.
Yeah.
Nuke was the
Nuke.
drug, and
yeah.
Which kind of
That
ruined
shit-
the
that
whole.
shit was dumb, but I love all the action.
I love the from the first one, the Nukem board game. Like
Yeah.
that is my
Yeah.
favorite.
That
Like
shit was
fucking
awesome. I wanted that.
Pakistan is threatening my border. That's it, Buster. No more military aid.
oh, I'd buy that for $1.
Oh, yes.
One of the greatest lines in cinema
Fucking
history.
good. Oh, those are the best bad guy. Not to get too far off track, but those fucking Clarence Boddicker is this the
Fucking
greatest
Red
villain
Foreman.
of all
I was
time.
just about
Oh,
to say Red
Yeah.
Foreman is the villain. Hell yeah.
dude,
He
he
was-
kills the hero 20 minutes into the movie.
Fuck yeah.
In the most epic way too. Like you
Bit
probably
by
don't
bit.
think I'm a very nice guy. Like just little shit like that's amazing. Can you
That was-
fly, Bobby? Like, oh, dude, the man is a poet. Like,
Poet.
Kurtwood
fucking-
Smith is a
Yes.
fucking god.
Yeah.
yes.
Oh,
That
Not
man-
only is one of the best bad guys in cinematic history, but he's also America's dad, kind of.
yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
But he
Red Foreman.
fucking lost the PRD TV Dad tournament thing.
Fucking really? Who won?
Al Bundy.
Throw him.
Fucking
Do a kickflip.
Do a kickflip.
Al Bundy over Red Foreman.
I'll have to send you the
That's
fucking
tough.
bracket
That's
someday,
tough,
Chris,
yeah.
because this was an epic tournament.
Yeah,
It
it was
sounds like
it was-
something I would like to,
It-
participate in the future.
It was
They're
just
fun.
we'll have to
It-
throw
it-
one up. We'll have to do it sometime. But no, in our punk rock dads group that we're all in, there was a greatest TV dad tournament like bracket. And there how many
It's like
were
March Madness. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a March Madness style bracket, and we all voted. It was round by round.
Was Dr. Seaver from Growing Pains like was
Yes.
he high up there?
Yeah.
Any,
I don't know what high up
think
there, but he
about
was in
any
there.
TV dad
In there.
they're on this list.
Okay. so
RT
Stephen King
Bunker,
as well,
Homer
yeah.
Simpson, fucking Al Bundy, Red Foreman, Hank Hill,
Homer
even
Simpson.
fucking what's
Stan's dad from South Park.
Yeah.
Marsh.
Randy Marsh.
Yeah, Randy Marsh.
Who,
Yo, Kyle Reese is straight up
Freeze.
one of the great dads ever though. Like I love that meme that's like Sarah Connor fell in love with a guy who traveled through time naked, stole a homeless man's like dirty old pants and put them on without underwear. Like that is love. That is such love. Like if he
Yeah.
would have been around, he could have taught John about some shit,
seen some
Like,
shit.
yo, I got game
did
so
not give-
good. I don't even need to shower after traveling through time. Just grab a homeless man's fucking piss rag pants and I make magic happen. That's how you came
Follow
to be,
me,
buddy.
No.
Oh man, ranking TV dads, that rules. A friend of mine did a similar thing where he ranked celebrity families. Like if you had like 2 or 3 people in your family that are like, actors or whatever then he accumulated their films and like who, you know, it was intense though.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This was like, yeah, very elaborate, like the Barrymores versus the Carradines versus the so and so, you know.
Yeah.
All that makes me
Obviously.
think is the Canadians bombing the Arquette family in the South Park movie. Thanks, Matt.
Yeah. There's not really a first family of Canada like that, I don't think. Not like the Arquettes, anyway. I mean, that's national treasure level. I think maybe the Sutters if you're into hockey, but other than that.
So Michael J. Fox isn't like beloved, he isn't like worshipped as like Canada's favorite son or anything.
It's just there's no family like that. Like there's no Arquette
right. Oh
dynasty
yeah,
or
that's
Ball.
true.
Yeah, there's no like dynasty.
A dynasty.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the Arquettes and the Balls, leave them the fuck alone.
National treasures, I get it.
Yep.
There really
high
is
quality
an acting
everything.
family from Canada. Eh?
Not that I can think of off the top of my
That just
head.
kind of blows my mind. But okay, I mean,
They got a
all right.
famous wrestling family.
Yeah,
the
that's
Hearts,
true.
yeah, of
The Hearts.
course.
Yeah.
You know, while we're north of the border for a second here, I just, you know, kind of got to spin it back to Terminator again a little bit and my personal love for all things Canadian. Why can't we just take the cast of Degrassi and just drop them right in the fucking Terminator world, but have them act like nothing has changed? You know what I mean? Like I don't know, Spinner. Like maybe we should wait. Like maybe like, oh come on, baby. Like, and it's just like shit going on, all this shit around where it's like I don't, you know, occasionally there's a little reference to it, like. I don't know, you know, there's Terminators and all, like, oh, come on, like, you know,
What
that's
happened
all
to
the more
Mr.
reason
Ravage?
to, bitch. Yeah, exactly, yeah. General Radich says we shouldn't go out at night, like, nothing's gonna happen.
Wearing a patch and has a prosthetic. He's not the principal anymore. He's a toon commander.
Oh, man, fucking General Hatsalakos is kicking ass out there, though. Fucking Joey Jeremiah would be like the John Connor, maybe. Like he'd be the savior. I mean, like I need some legacy characters. Get Snake in there, you know.
Wheels and Spike.
Yes, fuck yes. Who's Emma's dad? The one who took acid and like fell off a cliff or something? In the old show.
That was Spike's boyfriend. I just don't. Simon. I don't remember, but I know this episode you're talking about because she was pregnant. And he,
yeah. It was like the end of the old show, I think. It was like really close to God, that shit was fucking epic, dude. Just give me some CW ass drama shit. Like, John Connor and Catherine Brewster, just like their couples therapy sessions.
Yeah.
Like that's it.
I would
you don't see them outside fighting Terminators. You just see them talking to a shrink about it. Like, and the shrink's got to be just like, you know, like the dishwasher from The Waiting, just like, you know, super wise dude. And he's just smoking cigarettes. Like, that's very interesting. Like,
Bishop.
You don't say. There are how many T-800s? That's a lot of Terminators.
And then the skies light up.
wanna
I told you there was no war, damn it.
Oh my God. There's so much you could do with Terminator if you just approach it in like a way that's sincere. And if you're just thinking about like having fun and making a good story, you know, and not like, how do we make the Hollywood movie hit of the summer, you know, like they're, you know, there's something ingenuine about what they've been doing with these movies. And I don't know, it just feels like, just forget about all that crap. Just, you know, tell a fucking good story. It doesn't really have to be here or there or anywhere. At this point, you've probably maybe should distance yourselves from like the Connors and unless you're talking about like the Roseanne family. At which point,
start there.
Fucking Denise and DJ. Yeah, DJ's John Connor now.
Michael Fishman.
Yeah, right. And Roseanne is like the ultimate Terminator.
T-1000.
Yeah, she's like she's the cancellator.
Cancellator.
She fucks with time travel. She fucks with time travel in such devastating ways. She gets your whole existence canceled. Oh my god!
Is that what they did? Did they do retconning with that show? Is that what happened? Now because it's the Connors now, it's not Roseanne.
They more or
I don't
less
know what they did.
Well, she had a heroin overdose. The character had a heroin
Yeah,
overdose.
she like died on pills or something.
Wow, they made her a
Really?
junkie.
Yeah, they took her out disgracefully.
That was already
Should've
going
just, like-
through the whole season. She was on painkillers, and then it actually had come up before the cancellation that she was having a problem, and then because they had already set it up, it was pretty organic.
Yeah.
fast track.
They might as well just fucking like mama cast her like oh yeah, she died like eating a ham sandwich and taking a shit like at the same, you know, like, how much
She died
more,
on the
like,
toilet.
how much, yeah, like oh more
Mama
horrible
cast
could it have
all
been, like, you know, but hey, you know,
That's cold blooded, man.
that's a
Like,
fucking, yeah, it's a tough situation that they're in. I get it, man. Like, you know, she fucking,
yeah, what are you gonna do there?
she tried to
shit the-
blame her fucking racist ass tweets on Ambien.
Yeah, and Ambien shut that shit down right away. They're like,
Yes,
Ambien
they
does
did.
not cause racism.
That's
It's like, oh my god, dude, in what world are we living in? Like, I swear to God, like the Terminators can come right about now. 'Cause I don't
Any
know
day
what
now.
planet. I don't know what
That is
planet
for
we're
sure.
on anymore.
It starts with Roombas, and then next thing you know, they're going back in time to kill Sarah Connor.
That's why the cats are always riding them around and trying to keep them under control. We got this.
Mhm.
I barely trust this thing. I'm not getting a Roomba. Fuck that.
That would be funny as hell, though. I feel like if Terminators did wipe everybody out, like cats would be totally okay with it. Like they'd still survive and
They wouldn't give
thrive.
a fuck.
Yeah, they wouldn't give a shit. Like they just go about their shit.
Yeah.
Dogs would be furious, of course.
Yeah.
But
Fuck yeah.
cats would be like, this
I
is
worry
great.
about dogs the most.
That's great.
Don't have to deal with these stupid ass humans anymore. The machine
But
ones
wait,
don't give a
who's gonna
shit.
feed me?
That would be really funny too if, like, you know, I don't know why my brain does these things, but like the way that dogs fucking hate Terminators, it'd be really funny if cats love Terminators, and it would actually make
That's what I'm
sense.
saying, like, what if the
But-
Terminators domesticated cats again?
But like cats always, you ever have a buddy who's allergic to cats and you go anywhere where there's a cat, the cat goes right up on them and starts like rubbing up against them and shit. That's a
My
cat's
buddy Eduardo.
personality, because they find the one dude who doesn't give a shit and like, oh, this is the cool guy, I'm gonna show him it's okay, you know.
Yeah.
They don't realize that, you know.
They're killing the guy.
But yeah, they would go right for the term, like this guy hasn't even looked at me. Like this is,
Yeah,
you know,
because he
I'm
can't.
rubbing
His
up on
eyes are
him.
swollen shut from going into anaphylaxis because he's allergic to your ass.
Oh
I don't
my
even know what
God.
that means.
You know, we shouldn't even be saying like Terminators and cats at the same time, because they're gonna fucking make that like the next movie. Like we've got a Terminator cat. It's crazy.
I think we jinxed it. Fuck.
There's
Yeah,
nothing but red dots everywhere.
The
What was that
Terminator.
movie?
At this point, it's better than T3.
A lot of things are better than T3.
Yeah.
I feel like getting audited by the IRS is like maybe better than T3.
I
Yeah.
disagree there. I got
Well, I don't
audited
know, I've never
last
been
year.
audited.
That was a bad situation.
Oh man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring
No,
up
it's all
bad.
good. It's all good.
Uh,
Just funny how it related to that, but
well, I feel like getting your car broken into is like about on
There
level
you
with
go.
T3.
There
That's
you
happened to me, so I can say
at
that
least your
quite a few
insurance
times.
will cover that.
You son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Your insurance will cover that.
Yes. that's
Oh, of
true.
course, yeah.
No amount of coverage will ever make up for Terminator 3.
No.
There's no
They don't
insurance
make-
for the world.
Yes, they don't make
That was not a sure thing to begin with.
Nope.
they don't make policies for like structural franchise damage. Like,
hmm
well,
Your
you
house-
pretty much ruined the foundation, so it's worth more to sell than it is to fix.
I'm looking at your policy here, and there's nothing on here about coverage from hunter killers. So
You opted to not purchase the optional HK policy, so we're gonna have to go ahead and revoke you. Okay. Is there anything else we can help you with today?
fucking glorious.
Well, you have a great day now. Oh, you too.
So, Chris, on you guys' talk the other night, you guys talked a little bit about the T2 3D at Universal.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I love that. I love.
Has
T2
anybody
3D.
else experienced that?
No.
Okay. Also, only me and Chris.
I've never been to a cool amusement park.
No, I've been to Universal Studios. I've just never been on the T2 ride.
Six Flags.
It was only at the Florida location, I believe, but that was some cool shit. Like that.
Didn't it add some continuity to the movie?
Sort of, kind of. I
Kinda.
mean, it's Linda Hamilton and Eddie Furlong, and it's Arnold, and it's Robert Patrick, and it's like a couple years later. It's like 3-4 years later or whatever. And of course they get transported to the future because that's even Cameron knew back then. Like, this is obviously where you have to go now.
And they had body doubles.
Fucking none of these
in,
other
like,
geniuses have
live-action
figured it out.
versions. They had body
Yeah.
doubles playing the live action versions of the characters on the stage, like because the Terminator comes out on his motorcycle.
Yeah.
He comes out of the screen on it.
Yeah.
Rides
Yeah, I
over to
remember.
him,
I
they jump
remember it
on.
very well. But I remember I went to Universal Studios when I was real young. About the time it came out, and the line was just so majorly long for that one single ride.
Oh, I stood.
It's like a show. It was like a half-hour show, I think. When you added it all
was a
up,
good
because
one.
there's like pre-visual.
Yeah, when you're standing, when you get into a certain part of the queue, they put on like a little show, like the actors.
Yeah.
Like the guides
There's
or
a
whatever.
video.
Yeah.
Like video screens in the lobby and shit, where it's like you're basically doing like a tour of Cyberdyne, and then all of a sudden,
I love that about Universal Studios.
Then like
kind of do that with all
Connor,
this stuff.
Sarah and John Connor hack into the system or some shit like that, and fucking take.
and you all get transported to the future, and
It's more of a 4D experience than anything because there's like effects that like you feel shit at your feet.
Yeah, I remember the coolest part about it was, you don't realize it, or maybe your seat isn't moving, but at the end, everyone's seat like drops down 1 inch. And I was like, oh, that was cool. Like, that was a nice little, extra. Like, oh shit, whoa, that was wild.
Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. But
what a bummer.
Yeah, it sucks. But I remember that very well. I might have been 9 years old, but I'm a Terminator junkie, and that shit sticks with me. And that kind of shit anyway would stick with me. Like, I remember that entire trip very well.
Oh yeah, dude, it was right up there with the Back to the Future ride, just epic.
I bailed on that one.
Oh yeah, you didn't dig that one?
I never got past the line.
The line was probably epic.
I went out. Like I was like, nope, I can't do this. I don't know why. I can't do this.
Well, you know what? It's on the DVDs now anyway, so you can get the general experience.
Right. But I want to, that's a time machine reference there. I want that DeLorean so I can go back and ride that thing.
Yeah.
Because I've been kicking myself in the ass for almost 25 years now.
Well, yeah, I know what you mean. I mean, we all want a DeLorean. I have a friend who has one, and he tricked it out to look just like the movie car and shit.
Oh yeah,
it's dope. It's amazing. I mean, the car
Talking
looks
about
so.
DeLorean. Hold on.
Oh yeah, is he getting a DeLorean? That'd be awesome.
Even little
pull
ones.
up and like open the door. Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, that's awesome.
So like one thing you don't realize though, like I'm 6'2", almost 6'3". When you get into one of those cars, dude, like. You think, my God, Christopher Lloyd did like all these movies inside this tiny ass little car. It's a go-kart, man. It's fucking, it's cool as fuck.
He's a big dude.
But like, I don't know if I could close the door on that thing without like, I have to cut the top of my head off.
I met him at a convention in Calgary, and he is just, he's like a football player. I was surprised by how big he was.
Huge, yeah. I met him very briefly at a Back to the Future event in New York. And I have this thing where, like, when I meet someone, I always want to talk about something that they don't hear about a lot. So I was like, all right, Chris Lloyd, you know, I have to talk to you about $20. And if you guys ever saw a movie, he made this really weird movie in the 90s called $20, and it literally just follows the life of a $20 bill from birth to death. And interacts with all these people. The cast is incredible. It's like Christopher Lloyd, Steve Buscemi, David Schwimmer, Elizabeth Shue, just like this ridiculous, Brendan Fraser, just like this incredible cast, and all these people's lives intersect around this like $20 bill. It's a great flick. But I asked him about that, and his face lit up. He was like, $20. I love that movie. That was so much fun. And he plays Christopher Lloyd plays a bank robber, not a bank robber. He plays a liquor store robber. And he's incredible in it, like a serial liquor store robber, like a professional like store robber. It's and he like teaches Steve Buscemi how to. It's fucking gold. Awesome. It's great. But yeah, sorry, rant.
No.
Too many steps down the rabbit hole there.
When I met him, it was the same thing in Calgary. He was, it was all Back to the Future. Everything was Back to the Future. And then when I finally got up there, I said, I loved you in Taxi. And I noticed you have an 8x11, and that's the one I got. And he signed it, and he had a big smile. We talked for, 10 minutes. He didn't have a big line because it was like the last 2 hours of the Sunday. So it was just big, empty auditorium. It was a blast.
Oh wow, yeah, I had to keep it moving pretty quick when I chatted with him, but I did something with Bob Gale, where I was like, oh dude, Interstate 60, like I had to beg Hollywood Video to sell me their copy because I couldn't find it for sale anywhere, and then he was kind of like, would have been good if you bought it more officially, I think, but I could tell he was like kind of not stoked. He was like happy that I had it, and I, like Interstate 60, I'm glad you saw this. I'm like, yeah, I had to go to trouble to get a copy kind of on the kind of sneak or whatever. I had to barter with Hollywood Video. I was like, look, how many people have rented this thing? Like, all right, fine, we'll sell it to you. Yeah, boo this man.
You in here on some marijuana? Marijuana? This is some bullshit.
Boo this man.
Boo! I want to see just Terminators in weird scenes like that, a Terminator at like any kind of something anonymous meeting, like Overeaters, not Gamblers Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. Fucking ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous.
So Joe here has a little gift.
Oh yeah?
Joe, I want to hear what Gilbert Gottfried has to say about the Terminator series.
Okay. I didn't plot anything out. This is just it's just a little bit off the cuff here. You got a self-fulfilling prophecy sending Kyle Reese back in time to impregnate Sarah Connor in order to make the savior for humankind. Meanwhile, an advanced killing machine robot is trying to kill everyone. Forgive me if I don't follow along closely with this. Dance, monkey, dance.
Oh my god, that is fucking amazing.
Thanks.
Oh, bro. Oh my god.
Yeah, I want to get a puppet and just do it that way. So I can't see myself do it like on the screen here. I just
it works so well though. You got the look and everything.
That's it. Oh, that's what the fucking T2. That's what the Terminator franchise needs.
Gilbert Gottfried.
Gilbert Gottfried.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle.
Is there something you'd be holding in this hand? This hand you forget about, but this hand you'd be like, forget about those pink ticket things there. Oh my god, bro, that's so fucking good. Holy
Thanks,
shit.
man. I appreciate that. I do.
Wow. I wrote a script recently. I probably shouldn't be saying this, but there's something in there that I'm really hoping Gilbert Gottfried, I could find a way to get him to do in the movie. And if I can't, now I know I'm coming to you because I know you're the next best thing.
All right. Sure. Absolutely. If I can help in any way,
Oh
I'd be more than happy to.
That would be incredible. Holy shit. I wrote this whole thing. It's like, it has to be him. It's like his language. It's, and if it's not him, I have to rewrite that whole character. But, oh shit, that's incredible, bro. Yeah, but fucking Beverly Hills Cop 2 and Problem Child are like some of my favorite movies ever.
Problem
Child is my shit.
And Problem Child 2, like, especially
I love that one too. I don't care what anybody says. That one's amazing.
Like the fucking food fight scene, like, your kids are horrible, you should be locked in cages. Like, or something like, you rotten kids. Like, oh, it's so good. Oh, you disgusting, flatulent little kid. Oh.
Did anybody ever watch Problem Child 2, like when it was when it was edited for TV, like when he goes into his office and fart and rips ass, but like if you see it on TV, he burps, and then like, oh my god, oh, like and as a kid I thought that's not right.
God, there's a lot of TV
scenes. Melon farmer.
There's a lot of what I call TV scenes, I think, in Problem Child 2. If you watched it on network, there was scenes added to it that weren't in the theatrical or VHS cut. It's a very common practice for movies at a certain time. They would actually add scenes to make them fill a longer time slot as opposed to cutting scenes out to make them fill a shorter one. Halloween obviously famously had that. Superman 1 and 2 I think both had like 3-hour television cuts. There's a couple other movies. Teen Wolf has a couple scenes that were aired on like network TV and like USA Network,
like
and
when
stuff
he talks to his dad on the porch.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know, I just have a weird thing for like that's just the strangest thing I think of like the movie business.
So bad though. Like like I'm just cruising through the channels and I'm like, ooh, I haven't seen this movie in a minute. No, there's commercials. I'll get up and do my thing then. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And it's like, what the fuck is this? What?
Yeah.
This isn't the same fucking movie. What the hell's going on?
That's what I'm saying. And like, it's weird that scene was ever taken out. And I don't know. I want someone to make a whole documentary about TV scenes and TV cuts of shit. Like, I know Waterworld's another one that's got like a fucking. Thank God there's a longer cut of Waterworld.
Yeah, just what everyone wanted.
Yeah, just what everyone wanted. Sure. Like, you weren't fucking hydrated yet. We got you with like the 5-hour cut.
There you go. There you go. Some more water.
Didn't quench your thirst.
Here, have some more water. If you didn't,
you only got a 20 ounce. Here's a gallon.
4 hours.
Oh yeah, the fucking 8-hour cut. It was so much more refreshing than the water in the fucking 4-hour version. Oh shit. That would be a weird, that's a movie that you stick a Terminator in. That's kind of fucking it's pretty hilariously bad.
That's the movie for Terminator eels.
I'm in search of there you go. That's the only reason Terminator eels would ever make sense. Oh my god. So the fate of mankind rests on one man's shoulders. His name's Michael Phelps, and he's the fastest swimmer that's ever lived. All he does is smoke pot and swim fast, and he's out of pot. So he can't
People think he's swimming against a shark.
Skynet torched all the fucking farmland. They killed our pot plants, and now we're pissed off.
Oh.
Now we're gaining ground.
Fuck yeah.
We're really irritable. We used to just lay down and let Skynet do whatever they want because we were getting high all day. Now they fucking torched our supply and we're pissed.
Get him.
They killed all the fucking good botanists that we had. Now we're all doing math with Walter White, and we're gonna make sure it happens.
We're the ones who knock.
Where the hell's Pauly Shore in that dome? He could have grown things.
Yeah.
Oh yes, dude. Pauly Shore killing Terminators would be so good.
I gotta tweet
Oh,
him.
bro, gonna get terminated. Sweet. Look out for the eels. They're whizzing the juice in the river. With a cameo by B. Frage, because come on.
God.
B. Frage,
Yeah.
I know you're listening, bud.
Doesn't get enough love at all.
Link.
You need this.
Good
You
old
need
Link.
Terminator, and Terminator needs you. The only there is no fate but what we make for our Frasier. No Frage but what we make for ourselves.
Oh my God.
That's
Fucking, I mean,
glorious.
Arnold should be in the fucking Mummy movies at this point because that's what he is. Like every time he comes and does another Terminator, it's the fucking Mummy Returns.
No kidding, dude.
I'm sorry. I'm just being so brutal.
This is
No,
this is
I
Dan
love
Gold
it.
right here.
Fuck
Yeah.
If
Oh
this
my
doesn't
God.
get us views, I don't know what the fuck will.
Well, I
This
feel
is
bad. I have
fucking
not been
great.
able to point my audience of poster people at my podcast so much yet, but I try.
Oh, yeah.
It's just, they're like, shut up and give me posters, guy. Dance, monkey, dance.
Yes.
Yeah, just give me more Gilbert Gottfried, Joe. Dude, he would be amazing. Like, I would just watch him do stand-up. Like, he's in an underground bunker where they're eating rats and look at the Fire TV, and he's standing inside like the shell of a shit out 50-inch, and he's like, now they've got eel Terminators. Great, just what I was thinking. Ready for a fucking swim. There's no running water here. I can't do it as good as you do. I'm sorry. A liquid metal Terminator. What the fuck is that? These rats
Can't form into complex.
or just even Gilbert Gottfried just complaining about things that are in Terminator movies, like as a fan, like, thank God he walked into a strip club and told one of the dancers to talk to the fucking hand. How did I live my life without this scene? Oh my God. I'm the world's worst voice impressionist. The world's worst.
Made me laugh, dude.
I should just write for Joe, right? I'll
Yeah.
feed you some.
And
gems.
I'll do the impression.
I'll feed you some gem lines.
My man. Thank you.
Well, we got
Seriously,
coming
I
back
need
on
Godfrey
stuff.
complaining like, does every fucking movie have to have morphing now? What the fuck is this?
What the hell is this? Mighty Morphin Power Rangers? What the hell's going on here? I thought we were talking about machines.
Oh my God, dude. So good. So good, bro. Someone get me a fucking cinematographer for Christian Bale to execute. We need to get this franchise back on track.
Yeah.
I don't know who my Gilbert Gottfried sounds like a really old timey, like in all my 30 years in the business, I've seen a thing or two, kids.
I ain't never seen nothing like this.
My Gilbert Gottfried's like, we heard you looking for Candyman, bitch. Like so horrible. Like, oh man, fucking bad impressions are just as funny as good ones, though.
Fuck yes.
Like everyone's capable of doing a terrible Arnold, and it's always fun.
Get to the chopper.
Or like a bad brat. Like these things are just fun. Oh, though, I got it.
No,
The perfect Terminator movie. John Connor falls in love with Vicky from Small Wonder, the robot daughter. And
You
like,
can have all my money, sir, because I want to watch your fucking movie.
he can't figure it out for some reason. It's not obvious enough to him that she is a robot when she talks like this.
Small
He's like,
wonder.
yeah, she just knocks my socks off. She blows me away. It's like she's like nobody I've ever seen.
She understands me.
She could help me hack Terminators when I grow up. It all started on some weird, mankind is so fucking doomed that if Terminators ever really come and we ever do hack them, I'm gonna believe that it was just some pervert doing it so he could have a sex robot. Like, I really think that's because that's the way mankind works. It's like only two things: like, can we exploit it for money, and can we fuck it? Like the bees, we can't do either of those things. Well, then the bees are gonna die. I'm sorry, but we can only save a few things here. This is how mankind. It's gonna be the sex robots, right? Because it's funny, right? We're coming into like the robot age, and we should be making robots that like wipe the asses of old people that can't do it themselves and shit. But no, we're just gonna make like fucking fuck dolls because we're fucking savages. Like we're such pieces of shit. Like we're so doomed. Again, Terminators, come now. Now's the time.
Oh shit, dude.
Take me now, Lord.
Just take me now.
Each day is worse than the next.
There is no fate but what we make for ourselves.
Oh my god. Oh yes, dude, that's so good.
Oh my god.
I mean, what else could you throw in? Is there anything that I have not thrown into the mix here? Like I've talked about Sinbad being in there. Like guys talking about Terminators. I'm like, get out of here, man. Like I'm like, no sir, no way, no house. See ya. I'm just trying to be a house guest. I'm trying to deal with all this Terminator mess.
Another 90s kid movie comes to mind with Sinbad in it. And First Kid.
Oh yes,
First
that's
Kid.
another fucking John Connor needs to be on that poster right there. First Kid.
There you go. There you go.
Oh shit. I mean, is there anything else that we haven't thrown in? You know, Macaulay Culkin is. You know, we got Pauly Shore in there. Shit.
Why not just throw in Sam Kinison?
Oh god.
It would be incredible.
We'll put Samuel Jackson in there
Did a
too.
Terminator bit.
Oh.
Sam Kinison did a Terminator bit.
He did.
Did he?
He did.
Yeah, the gay Terminator.
Oh god, that's gotta be great. That's gotta be so good.
Fucking amazing. You gotta look that shit up. I howl laughing every time. It's fucking gold.
I know nobody could play Sam Kinison, but I want like the Sam Kinison biopic so bad because his life story is so fucking fascinating to me.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, like going from a preacher to like I'm a complete atheist and like fuck it all. Like I'm gonna just I'm gonna
do
own
all those drugs.
this.
Start randomly screaming.
And then just the debauchery, the parties, like and like the obviously untimely death. It's all it's all one hell of a movie.
God,
Yeah, it is.
But yeah, like no one could play Sam Kinison, the closest I think of anyone honestly would be like Melissa McCarthy, and that would be a ballsy choice.
Yeah.
But maybe maybe her, but
Oh.
I don't think anyone has that kind of guts. I don't think anyone can take my like Eric Stoltz as the Joker and Billy Zane as Lex Luthor kind of shit, I don't think anyone could take my weird casting choices. Give me an action movie with Joy Behar. Why not? Why because you know what? Why go for a cruise when you could take a joyride?
Yeah.
Oh,
That writes
yeah.
itself.
Boom.
Oh man, I'm melting into a horrible plug machine. Shameless self-promotion is what really killed Terminators. That is merchandising.
Yeah.
Oh, well, guys, this episode's been fucking killer.
Oh Lord,
My
had this
cheeks
much
are
fun.
fucking killing me.
Yeah, it's been a good
This is
one.
really sort of
Oh man.
Chris, dude,
Chris.
you fucking rule.
yeah.
Oh, you guys, this is so much fun. I feel bad. I'm just like sitting here doing like just firing off,
That's what that's
horse
what we're-
shit. I'm like Johnny 5 versus Terminator. Yeah, right.
That. Here's more money. I want to watch that movie.
Yeah, just like the thing, the gift of the kids, like just throwing money and shit, making it rain.
Oh my god.
Is this what the kids do nowadays? They call it making it rain. I feel like I'm wasting money here.
Is this a mashup? There's no gravy. Oh my god, you dudes are all fucking incredible. I would love to come back to this fucking Geek Den any day of the week, man. This is so much fun.
Sure.
And I would also, because I'm a shameless fucking self-promotion piece of shit. I would love to have you guys all on, one of my shows too. I have some stuff in the works. I do that VCR Redux every week. We basically do this. We talk about an old franchise and how to bring it back. Just pop in my inbox or whatever. You see something I'm doing coming up, you're like, oh, I want to talk about that. Then, that's all it takes. And you guys are on. And again, love to come back anytime. I could do this for Terminator or Pee-wee or fucking Superman or, Cobra Kai or whatever.
Yeah.
Well,
almost anything that isn't a Western, unless it's Young Guns, in which case I could do that.
Yeah. I could do that.
Because that's like the hairband Western, so it's great.
Yeah.
But we got you coming back monthly, so
yes,
we're gonna talk.
I love it.
Awesome.
Like this is too much fun. We can't not have you come.
Yeah.
We have you come. This is so much fun.
Yeah, we've been at this for almost 3 hours now. This is gonna be
dude. Wow,
wild episode.
I'm sorry.
No,
you're totally good.
You
Glorious, Chris. This is what we're shooting for, man.
Yep.
Fun.
Well, now you guys know, once you pull the string on me, I never shut the fuck up or like take a breath, or the only times I open my mouth are to change feet. So so it is much appreciated that you guys, are smiling and laughing and being so kind, because
for sure.
We were nervous talking to Ray Rocket, but I mean, we all eventually got into got a feel for it. But this is just like chatting with old friends.
Hell yeah, man.
This is great.
Yep.
Chris, I had friends like you, dude, when I was growing up that just fucking pop culture junkies and stuff, and just had me rolling and laughing. Fuck yes, dude.
Oh hell yeah. I definitely have some old, pop culture friends, and like, there's sometimes you just you ever like meet someone and it's like, oh, you like that rare, weird, shitty movie that I like and I can't defend it. Well, now we're best friends. Like that's how most of my lifelong friendships have been made. It's either like that or like, I don't really do anything. I just kind of watch old movies. Like, all right, we just became best friends. So, but I feel that way with all you guys. I feel definite kinship
for sure.
in pop culture and stuff. And I feel like we all have a little bit of old punk rock in us too, and you know,
absolutely.
That's what brought us all together initially. So punk rock dads, punk rock family, punk rock comic nerds. It's all basically the same group, but branched off for different, reasons.
Sub-interests.
Yeah, exactly. That way, this group's for the family shit. Like, if you want to post pictures of your kids and the whole family or whatever, it's for moms, dads, brothers, sisters, friends who don't have children or whatever. And then we got punk rock dads, which is obviously we're all dads. So
right. That's dope. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of, if you ever heard of Tattooed Moms. It's like a Philly based thing. Yeah, I love Tattooed Moms. I don't mean that in like a sleazy way. I just mean like I love what they do. But yeah, I mean that's all like right in my wheelhouse. Obviously I'm still covered in tattoos, and just an old ridiculous punk with Still got the shitty haircuts and stuff. Some things never change, but I really can't wait for next time. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope we have as many laughs as we did today.
Yeah, for sure. I think we always will.
Yeah.
We're trying to get something lined up for June 7th, which is the next time we got you coming on. So.
Yep.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, we may even have another guest. You know.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
radical.
the idea. Yeah. Because.
Oh, cool. Well, I will be a little more generous with my breathing breaks. You know, I'll make sure they feel like they have time to talk too. So I never shut the hell up. But
next week we got Mike Ladon from Chaser joining us. He's going to talk to us about some shit. Not sure what, but it's going to be fun. Yeah. And then on Memorial Day, we're taping an episode with Dennis from 10 Foot Pole. So
oh, cool.
That's
cool.
Be, I'm excited for that one too.
That's dope. Yeah, that's super cool.
He's a good dude.
That's awesome.
Chris, thank you so much for coming on, man.
Yeah,
thank you so much for having me.
Thank you.
This was an absolute honor. I was looking forward to this, looking forward to this for days, man.
Yeah.
Dude, I can't begin to describe how much fun this was.
Oh man, well, I'll just throw it out there. If any of you guys are giant Pee-wee fans, I have a live show coming up Wednesday night, and I still need a guest for that. So if you guys are into it, just hit me up in the messages or DMs or something, or I don't know whatever the young kids are doing. Do some robots. Hit me with a fucking carrier pigeon, like some old school shit. Like
what's that, Morse code?
I'll use smoke signals. How about that?
What you'll do is you'll send me a telegram. You see?
I'll send it Western Union.
Yeah, right. I've had this envelope for 75 years. Oh man. Yeah, that's another one, dude. Back to the Future. I go for endless amounts of Back to the Future ramblings and thoughts. And stories. I've met quite a few. I've met almost everybody involved in those films at this point, except for Michael J. Fox.
Wow.
And I have not yet met Eric Stoltz, but I fucking just missed him, and I met one of his best friends, a couple of his best friends actually.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah. Sorry, my story. Never shut the hell up.
Everyone has those con stories where it's like, I was in line, they put the sign out, and then they never came back.
Yep. Yeah, that's
Matt, is there anything you want to say, buddy? I know you had some notes you wanted to touch on.
Well, I actually hit most of them. They were most from Terminator. But I'm a history buff and a nerd. I'm a Dungeons and Dragons tabletop PC and that. And right now I'm in university. And one of the assignments I had was to take a song from a very popular musical and write a paper on it. And so the question I have for you is, what is your favorite song from the musical Hamilton, and why is it Hurricane?
Oh man, is that for me the question?
Yeah,
I ask everybody that question, and it is exactly this awkward every time.
Okay, so how to explain a little bit about me and musicals. I have not seen that many musicals. I have not seen Hamilton. I kind of tend to prefer a play to a musical, because I do appreciate that it's the actor's medium, like films for directors, TVs for producers, theaters for actors. I dig that. It's very hard to do. I saw a play not long ago with Sigourney Weaver and David Hyde Pierce that was incredible, and like a small off Broadway, a little playhouse in Princeton. It was really, really cool. A couple years ago, probably like 10 years ago now. But yeah, I don't know. You would be better off asking me about Grease. And then I'd just be like, what about Grease with John Kreese and Kyle Reese? And they all wear fucking matching fleece, and it's fantastic. Musicals, here's the thing. This is kind of relevant because this is punk rock. I've had one of my lifetime ambitions is to open what I want to be called the Punk Rock Playhouse, right? I want to do theater that isn't for like rich people that live in Manhattan and can afford $1,000 seat tickets, and just like I want to do fucking punk rock theater for the working man, for like working people, and kind of be a venue, but I want to do ridiculous shit. Like I want to do Who's the Boss as a stage show and drag, or like Ricky Lake biography as a musical, or just like give me some whack shit like the Gilbert Gottfried doing the vagina monologues. Like that's
I would do that in a heartbeat as Gilbert Gottfried.
Well, you gotta fucking you're part of the punk rock players now. We're all part of the punk rock players now, whether you like it or not.
I'm in.
No,
I'm in.
don't. Please stop.
Oh,
Yeah.
And we're gonna do Kindergarten RoboCop. Is another one that I feel like just needs to be made. I don't know how much longer I can live without it. I've probably got a couple.
Kindergarten.
Couple hours. Or RoboCop and a half. I mean, I'm not particularly picky on it.
That one fucking broke me, dude.
That was one of my very first. I think it was like my second one I ever did. This all happened one night because I couldn't sleep, and I was channel surfing, and I scrolled into How Stella Got Her Groove Back. And I'm like, man, I guess I'm finally gonna watch this fucking movie. It's been like 20 years. And then I just kept thinking, man, like how did Stella get her groove back to the future? And I just had to go to Photoshop. And so fucking stupid. But this could be you. One night you could not be sleeping, and then the next thing you know, you're talking with the punk rock players about what's going down at the Playhouse. And it's all up to you. The key is to drop out of school right away. Use as many drugs as you can and convert all of your discs to Betamax.
All those MP3s on 8-track, damn it.
That, the only other rules I live by: never get less than 12 hours sleep, never play cards with a guy who's got the same first name as a city, and don't go anywhere near a woman who's got a tattoo of a dagger on her body.
Yes.
You stick to that, and everything else is cream cheese.
In stock.
In stock, yes. I'll next time I'm on, I'll tell you guys about my plans for the Teen Wolf universe. It's more ambitious than Terminator.
Absolutely. Chris, again, thank you, man.
Thanks, Chris.
We gotta wrap it up. It's been.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just never.
No, it's all good.
I'm like Teen Wolf 3. Damn it, that's gonna be great.
You shut up and listen.
To be continued for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh man,
7th, my man.
You guys ruled. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward
Thanks,
to
Chris.
7.
Yep.
Boys.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
All right, dudes.
We'll wrap it up.
Gentlemen.
Cool. Later, guys.
Peace.